Good. YouTube. What's good, guys? It's your boy TD, and I'm back again with another live, guys. And today's live is going to be answering all fantasy football questions. So, guys, if you have any fantasy football questions about anything, I'm here for you today. Hopefully, you already know what direction you're going in. Stick with the plan. Don't be fading off guys just because somebody said he dropped the pass in training camp or he dropped the pass in practice. So trust your guys. Let's see here. We got the roll in the building. We got CHB in the building. Appreciate you guys. Yes, sir. So let me talk about a little bit of news before we get everybody in here. So Romeo Doubs from the Green Bay Packers. Seems that he has a hand injury, but I think he's going to be okay. He's going to play just limited. Jahmyr Gibbs. They say that Jahmyr Gibbs feels like he's 100%. They say Jahmyr Gibbs feels like he's 100%. So make sure, if you got Jahmyr Gibbs, you keep him. Start him week 1 if he's healthy. And that's okay. If he don't boom for you, don't say, well, I should have set him. You don't play that game with your stars. Your first 3 round guys, you always start them unless they injured. And even if they injured and they say they gonna start him anyway, if they don't say they on no snap count, you do not sit those guys. So right now, do not be. You can ask me if you want to sit Jahmyr Gibbs, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you start Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm a start your studs guy. Always have been. Start your studs. Big Will in the house. Charlene in the house. Harambe, what's up, bruh? Anytime, Big Will. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's see. Ricky Pearsall, he got shot in the chest. So let me read out what's going on according to ESPN and Underdog. 49ers general manager John Lynch said that Tuesday that he expects Ricky Pearsall that got shot in the chest, and also he's dealing with a shoulder injury, to come off the reserve non-football injury and play at some point in time this season. Lynch said that Pearsall's recovery has been nothing short of miraculous, as a rookie wide receiver returned to team facilities Tuesday after having been shot as the victim of an attempted robbery on Saturday due to having been placed on the reserve NFI list on Monday. Pearsall is ruled out for at least the first 4 games. So listen, when you get put on the NFI list, which is like the PUP list, you got to miss the first 4 games. But it's a positive sign for his health to hear Lynch confidence that he's going to be okay. Let me see what we got in here. What's going on, Raglan? What's up, bruh? I see you. Yes, sir. Let's see. Harami says, why would you drop Dobbs for Xavier Leggett? They both stashes on my squad. No, I'm not dropping Romeo Dobbs for Leggett. Not yet. Now, 4th quadrant, a Leggett could be that guy over Dobbs. Dobbs is a great safe wide receiver, man. He's one of the safest wide receivers it is. He's safe. But Leggett got the boom. So, to me, I wouldn't be trying to stash the boom. You could come back and get Leggett later. You will be able to come back and get Leggett later. So right now, just stick with Dobbs. Dobbs is a guy that if you drop him now, somebody gonna pick him up real quick. Leggett still can be out there. Now, if you got room on your bench, pick him up, but don't drop Dobbs for him. I wouldn't drop Dobbs for him. Will Hayes says, what up, bro? What's up? He said, we gotta talk tight ends before it's over with. Right. Let's go. We could talk tight ends. This is about, listen, I will stop anything that I'm doing and get to the questions. This is a Q&A, so I'm not gonna go on and on. I don't have any content to talk about while I'm doing my live, other than answering y'all questions. Charlene says, good luck to everyone in your fantasy league. Yes, sir. The roll with the 100 symbol. Yes, sir. That's what we do here. We stay 100. We stay 100. Guys, I wish y'all followed me on Facebook. I made was one of the videos that I talked about squeezing Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. And it was a short, so the only thing that I said is, hey, if you draft Tyreek Hill at the 1-1 or the 1-2 or the 1-3, get Waddle in the 2nd round. at the 210, 211, or 212. And everybody said this dude is slow, he talks slow, he's crazy. Why is he making fantasy football content? They killing me. And y'all want to know why I talk about this in almost all my videos. Mark Cleveland in the building. Mark says trade McBride and Deontay Johnson for Ferguson and DJ Moore. That's a tough one. I think I'm going to stay with the McBride. I like McBride the best. I think Trey McBride could be the #1 tight end. DJ Moore is a top 12 wide receiver. I will tell you that. He's a top 12 wide receiver. He has top 12 upside. Ferguson has top 5 upside. But McBride got #1 upside, and Deontay Johnson has top 12 upside. So to me, I like the McBride with him having #1 upside, and Deontay Johnson having top 12 upside, especially in full PPR leagues. So I will go with Deontay Johnson, Trey McBride and Deontay Johnson. That's the side that I like. But yeah, going back to my Facebook, guys was saying, anytime, guys was saying, yeah, he's crazy, he's slow. And I'm like, but what if I'm right? What are these guys gonna say? They all gonna run. So I had to understand again, it's Facebook. I can't take it serious. But guys, I take ridicule that nobody else take because of my accent, the way I deliver my sentences, good or bad, whatever, right? But this knowledge up here, people hate on it. They hate on it. I have some bad. I got takes that didn't hit. I ain't gonna say terrible, but one take that I can say that I digress to is the Daniel Jones one. That didn't hit the way I wanted to. But other than that, guys, I'm 70% on all my picks from Amon-Ra, Mark Andrews back in the day. I mean, it's unbelievable. So I just want y'all to understand how people dismiss my content. And you might say, well, Chidi, why this channel ain't blowing up? They don't want me to blow up. They want me to get on here and talk like Brian Gumble. If I talk like Brian Gumble, guys, I will blow up. They don't care nothing about if I'm right or wrong. That doesn't matter for YouTube as much. They're just giving you the gas. Okay. So let me go through some of this. Okay, hold up. Let me get all top message, all messages. Okay. Josh says, what do you think of my 16-team PPR? Okay, so Josh, we right here at the season. Become a member, Josh. I appreciate you being here, and I will get to your I will rank your team, but I can't rank your team, bro, and I apologize. Become a member. It's only $1 to become a member. I just want people to know that I gotta stay true to my members. So you become a member, bro, I will rate your team or rank it, whatever you need. Ice Cold Jones says Chiefs defense or Ravens defense. That's a tough one. I say it's tomato. I'm gonna go with the Ravens defense early on. And then I'm going to go with the Chiefs defense in the 4th quadrant. So later in the season, if you want to trade the Ravens defense and get the Chiefs, if you start seeing the Chiefs hitting, but I think the Ravens early on going to be better outside of this week. But you talking about just for this week? If you talking about just for this week, I wouldn't play neither one. But if I had to play those two, well, I would probably play the Ravens defense. But as far as the rest of the season, I like the Ravens in the first 2 quadrants. I like the Chiefs in the last 2 quadrants. Harami says, would you drop Tyler Algier for Leggett? Not yet. I would drop P. Ryan. I would definitely drop P. I don't know if I would drop, but if I did drop somebody, I would drop P. Ryan for Leggett. I'm not dropping Tyler Algier. I can't do, not yet. I need, once Leggett go out there, bro, and you see the volume that he's going to get and he looks good, then you go get him. Some guys you got to wait and see. You don't want to drop guys like a premium handcuff like Tyler Algier just to get a rookie wide receiver who got upside. To me, personally, I want to see more from that rookie wide receiver before I go and make that move. The Rose says, hell yes, I'll drop Algier for a Leggett. I don't know, man, because if B. John go down, Algier going to be the #1 pickup. People going to willing to spend their whole bank load on them, right? So I would be careful with that, especially on premium handcuff when it comes to like B. John and Breach and CMC. Those are premium guys because we know those backups are going to get a nice workload. Not all the time will you see a backup get a full workload. Sometimes they're going to split it in a committee if the starter goes down. Tyler Algier, they're not splitting that. He's going to get that whole workload. Okay. Let me make sure that I'm caught up. Okay. Big Will says, I squeezed the whole Dolphins backfield in one of my leagues. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, are you in redraft, Big Will, or are you in Dynasty? Because if you in redraft, it could be you could be doing too much. Now, if you got space on your benches, then it's fine. If you got space on your benches, you can get creative, man, and you can stash whoever you want to stash, whoever the hell you want to stash. But to me, if you got limited bench spots, be careful with that. Charlene says, I dropped Algiers and picked up Curtis Samuel. Your thoughts? If you trust B. John to be healthy and you want him to play that, I'm holding on to Tyler Algier. I'm holding on to Braylon Allen. I'm holding on to Jordan Mason. I don't want to drop those guys. Those guys are premium because if you drop them, somebody probably might pick them up. Curtis, I need to see Buffalo. If Curtis goes out and leads that team in targets, then I would do it. It's only few players that I'm willing to go and drop a guy like Tyler Algier and go pick up a wide receiver. There's only few guys that I'm willing to do that. It don't got to be first and second round or third round picks, but it got to be an upper echelon guy. Like Tank Dale, I might do it for Tank Dale. If you ain't Tank Dale, somebody like that, I'm not doing it. They're just my thoughts. TB says, thoughts on Gus Edwards. I love Gus Edwards. I think Gus Edwards is a goal line running back that's a veteran, so I'm going to get those goal line touches. That's all it is to it. That's all I need him for. I don't need him to be no RB1. I need him to be a top 12 RB. Give me 2 touchdowns. Give me a touchdown. Give me 12, 13 points. A lot of you looking for 30 points, 40 points. Listen, I love 30 points, 40 points. But you got to be able to play guys to get the 30 point, 40 points. If you're trying to play the perfect lineup every single time, you're not going to get 30 point, 40 points because you're going to be playing the matchups. And the matchups going to tell you not to play him. Me, I'm playing Gus Edwards just for the goal line touches. And whatever else he give me, I'm okay with it. So I like Gus Edwards. He is an RB2 or a flex play. Rose says, I get hate on my speech too. Right. And that's fine, bro. Because I work with people all over the world at my job. And guys got crazy accents. And they can really barely speak English. But they they brilliant. They brilliant with that. And so a lot of people don't understand that. And that's okay. That's just the masses, right? We've all seen a lot of people who's very successful, very rich, killed it in their lifetime, and people still talked about the way they talk, right? So I'm not worried about that. I just want to give y'all context of that's why nobody can't tell me shit. Why I think I'm one of the best fantasy football analysts in the whole world. Because people say I'm slow and I whoop that ass. Tyreek Hill, what are you talking about? You don't know what you're talking about. You Tyreek Hill, you drafted him in the first round. You know this guy cannot play. He should be on the back of the bus. Tyreek Hill. Yeah, everybody know Tyreek Hill good. Everybody know Tyreek Hill good. Yeah, TD, why you keep talking about the same guys? Oh, but three or 4 years ago, you weren't saying that when Tua had first got Tyreek Hill. So, so I can go off plenty of guys. I can say plenty of guys that I've listed, and it's all good. I love it. Big Will says, then squeeze the Lions backfield. Let me see what you were saying, Big Will. I squeezed the Dolphins backfield in one of my leagues. Then squeeze the Lions backfield. I think the Lions is a premium. You can play both of those guys. You can play both of them. So that's a premium squeeze. That's one of the best squeezes that you can get. Pause. Nino, what's up, bro? What's up, Nino? Steven Wynn. Steven says, grab Dobbins over Gus. He's catching passes in the backfield. But listen, 1 point catching the ball is not more than a goal line touchdown. Don't you know a guy can have 8 carries and have 2 touchdowns and end up being a top 12 RB? That's what I'm playing over Gus. It's the goal line touches. I've been talking about honey touches. Remember, and I'm not saying y'all, nobody, I'm not saying you, Steven, but people say I'm slow. And then I'm the only one who's the final channel that's been talking about the honey touches. Now, people talk about goal line touches, but I've been talking about goal line honey touches for 3 years. Since I started drafting James Conner and guys like that. I don't need nobody to get all the carries. I just need you to score a touchdown. You can get all these catches all in the world and finish with 9 points with 5 catches and 30 yards. But then a guy can get 8 carries and get 2 touchdowns and end up being an RB, top 12 RB. So I like Gus Edwards over Dobbins. But if you want to get Dobbins as a handcuff, I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. Dobbins could break out. I'm not drafting a guy with it coming off an Achilles injury. That's just me. I could be off, right? But that's just me. DeRose says, I was right about Breach and Gibbs last year, sadly. I wasn't making content, only had a small viewership on my site. Right. But everybody people know Breach was good. And Gibbs, people kind of got off Gibbs through the season. And then in that third quadrant, when Gibbs went off, it was over. It was a wrap then. User 279 said, TD, don't follow the crowd. He brings his own cutting edge content. Come on, tell me, bruh. Tell him, bruh. I don't follow the crowd. And that's why they don't like me. And guess what? I'm not just telling y'all, hey, play Tyler Lockett. He's the #1 wide receiver. Tyler Lockett. I don't do that shit. I don't tell y'all content just to say y'all can, he just trying to be cutting edge. The cutting edge is stuff that some shit is easy and some of the shit people don't want to do. But it's okay. I'm not going to make up stuff just to get y'all to say, listen, I'm different. I don't do that. My cutting edge, I really believe it, and I'm willing to go down with the ship, and I didn't hit on it. There's only very few plays. Go back to my video that I talked about that I'm 70% right. My top 24, it's like top 24, type top 24 in on my YouTube channel. And that video will come up and go through all those guys. And right now, them guys are trending like hell. They're all trending. Everybody on them. Raglan. He says, if you weren't able to secure a top tight end such as McBride, Kelsey, Kincaid, Parkinson look okay for the first few weeks until he be returned, but worthy of a start over Njoku? No, bro. I love Njoku. Njoku is one of my big-time breakouts. Now, listen, I will say this. I'm a little nervous with Njoku because of injuries. He got a little Q tag. I don't know what happened, but something happened. They don't want to tell us. So that's the only thing that got me worried. Njoku targets and starting him, I'm starting him. I think he could be the #1 tight end. That's all I'm looking for, the potential. He got potential to be #1 tight end. I'm going to play him and let him play. I love David Njoku, guys. This is a big-time year for the Njoku. I love David Njoku. I don't know what else to say about Njoku other than he's a top tight end. Nino says, in my keeper league, I had the choice between JT in the 5th or McBride in the last. Went JT, made the right call? Yes. Because you can get other tight end value. JT is one of the only few guys that's going to get all the goal line work. Ain't nobody taking his goal line work. I ain't even been high on JT, but I will draft JT if it's the right fit, right? If my team is going for that. If I got AR, I'm definitely getting JT. So JT was a good pick over Trey McBride. You don't want to go too early because there's a lot of good tight ends. There's like 7 good tight ends out there that you can get. Harami says, I'm weak at running back. I have Najee, Kamara, Corum, Algier, and P. Ryan. Just curious how high we value Leggett. I value Leggett over P. Ryan. I'm not worried about no Kansas City. Listen, and Harami, you know I love you, my homeboy. But why are you worried about P. Ryan? You got Pacheco. I told you. Hey, listen, I still listen. I'm not saying Pacheco's not going to be a good player. Pacheco could win a league for you. I know how players can do. A guy could go off and be giving you 12 points, 10 points, 10 points, and then all of a sudden it get cold, he start hitting. So I wouldn't be worried about no P. Ryan trying to match that Kansas City offense. That's Pat Mahomes' team, bro. That's Pat Mahomes' team. Trying to get the backup running back or whoever's going to get the goal line carries, that's Pat Mahomes getting the goal line carries. That's Pat Mahomes' team. Pacheco going to have some good games. If I got Pacheco, I would not worry about no P. Ryan. A lot of times y'all might say, TD, make a video on P. I'm not making no video on P. Ryan. I'm sorry, guys. Listen, that's why I wanted to I want to bring more people in. They can do them videos for you. I'm not doing that shit because even if he hit, that's okay. I'm making on guys that you should be drafting. If P. Ryan's out there on the waivers, he's out there. Don't be trying to find, don't be going in the trash can looking for hot dogs or looking for shrimp. That I'm like, let somebody else get that shit. I'm going, if I ain't got that much money, I'm going to McDonald's and get me a double cheeseburger. So I'm just not on P. Ryan. I don't care what happens. Now, if Pacheco had a season, knock on wood, if Pacheco had a season-ending injury, I might, well, let me see. P. Ryan only one there. I guess I might pick up P. Ryan. Let's see here. Yeah, your running backs are strong, Harambe. Nino says, team came out nice though. Josh Allen, JT, Mixon, Justin Jettas, Rice, Higgins, Kelsey, bench Neighbors, Brian Thomas, Ladd, Gus, Chase, Brown. So you got Josh Allen, #1 quarterback last year. JT, a beast. You got Mixon, that's just a goal line guy, but that's good. He's a little high octane or a little too much value for me just to be a goal line guy, but I think that's a good pick. Justin Jefferson, a baller. Rice, a baller. Higgins for your third wide receiver, I'm okay with that. Kelsey, that's killer. Tight end, you got Neighbors on the bench, but you might have to play Neighbors over Higgins. Probably after the first week, you're going to probably play Neighbors over Higgins. Brian Thomas pushing Rice, pushing Higgins too. Ladd, man, you got a killer squad. Good job, Nino. Terrell, what's up, bro? He said, what's good, TD? Godwin or Deontay half-point PPR? I'm going with Godwin over Deontay because Godwin got a little bit more touchdown upside. They both are PPR monsters, but you in a half-point PPR. Godwin going to get more goal line touches and manufactured targets more than Deontay will. So I'm going to go with Godwin. Ice Cold Jones says, Christian Kirk or Worthy? I'm going with Worthy. You got to go with that Kansas City Chiefs offense, them wide receivers. That big playability. CHB says, do not drop Algier, dude. Is a 1,000-yard rusher easily. He's going to get touches even with Bijan being around. Yes, but it ain't going to be nothing you can start, but he's going to be okay. He's a premium handcuff. User says, I got Tyler and Mason jumped on them early. Okay, I got Tyler and Mason jumped. Yes, those are premium handcuff, man. That's how you win leagues. When somebody go down and you got the handcuff, it's over. Yeah, I got him. Well, yes, he's starting in the RB2 today, tomorrow, or he's starting at the flex today. You already ahead of your team or ahead of your matchup. Harambe says, we trust Texans defense on the road week 1. I drafted because week 14 bye and they are stacked. We trust Texans defense on the road week 1. Yes. Don't worry about week, because sometimes you can have a bad matchup with the defense. The Saints got the best matchup, but that doesn't mean anything. I love the Texans defense. That's a top 5 defense, bro. That's a top 5 defense. So you good. Don't worry about the bye week. You just, make sure you got them on your squad. And if you have to pivot, you keep them. Don't drop that defense, especially if you're playing a high-scoring DST league. Right. And I know AR is like that, but I'm still going with the Texans. You gotta play your studs. Don't get cute. I don't get cute around me. I play my guys. If I got Baltimore Ravens defense and they're going against Kansas City, I'm still playing the Baltimore Ravens. I'm still playing them. Guys, make sure, let's hit the like button. Let's get the likes up. Mr. G says, what you think about Josh Palmer this season? I think that is a wide receiver that you need to have to see what's going to happen on that team. You need to make sure you got Ladd and Josh Palmer as wide receivers on this team. And also, in deep leagues, in Dynasty, get Brendan Rice. But you can't touch Brendan Rice right now in redraft. So make sure in redraft, you got Ladd and Josh Palmer. And then you're going to have to make a decision who you think is going to be the guy as the season go on. Or if you can hold on to both guys, that's fine too. But you got to stash these teams where we don't know who the #1 is. We don't know what's going to happen. You stash both guys. So I do like Josh Palmer. Sam says, Dynasty. What's going on, Sam? Appreciate you being here. Sam says, should I do A-Chain and Dale for Marvin Harrison Jr.? No. I would get Marvin Harrison Jr. No. Keep A-Chain and Dale. That's just me. I could be, listen, a lot of people love Marvin Harrison Jr. I like Malik. I wouldn't even tell you to do it for Malik. Not with A-Chain and Dale. A-Chain is a top 5 potential RB, in my opinion, with that type of offense that they in. So I like A-Chain and Dale. It would take like somebody like maybe Amarat. Look, if you got 2 good running backs or 3, I could see you making that move, but I still want a better player than Marvin Harrison Jr. I would probably want Amon-Ra St. Brown or Tyreek Hill, somebody like that, right? It just depends on what is out there for you to get. I'm not doing it for Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm not doing it for Ricky. But everybody's on him. I could be totally wrong. This guy could be the #1 wide receiver. I don't believe so. I think he could be top 12 by the time the end of the season is over. I think he could be a top 12 wide receiver. I don't think he's going to be a top 3 wide receiver. And then at the end of the season, the 4th quadrant, he could boom. Those 4 games, he could be out of his mind. But you think he's going to do that from week 1 all the way up to week 17? I just can't bet on that. Not me. Charles, what's up, bro? He says Rice, Adams, Godwin, Evans, St. Brown. What do you think on one team? I think that's gas. Rice, Adams, Godwin, Evans. I like that you got Godwin and Evans. That's a squeeze. I like Rice. I like Adams. St. Brown. Yes, those are good guys, bro. Appreciate you being here, guys. Make sure you get the like button. Be growing. What's up, bro? He says, who you like better week 1? Ridley, Pickens, or Terry McLaurin? Terry McLaurin. All right, sorry about that, guys. I got a phone call. Sorry about that. Got a phone call. Okay. But yeah, Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin could be a top 5 wide receiver. I know I might say that, but a lot of guys right now before week 1, they got potential to be that. Terry McLaurin don't got no #2 wide receiver on that team. Diami Brown, Ben Sinnott, Luke McCaffrey. I'm going home with Terry McLaurin all day long. User 279 says another sleeper squeeze is Drake London and Darnell Mooney. I don't know if I would squeeze, but I do like Drake London. I don't know if I'm trying to squeeze that for Darnell Mooney. Maybe stash him. Even if it hits, wouldn't call that a squeeze. I would call more Kyle Pitts and London a squeeze. But what do I know, man? Mooney could break out. Charlene, one of my subscribers, she's been talking about Darnell Mooney for about 2 months now. So he could have a good season, man. I was more on Kyle Pitts and Drake London. Them the only guys that I want, and B. John Robinson. Money. Okay, he said I call him Darnell Money because he's money. Right. He was money at Chicago. Charles says Rice, Adams. Okay, we did that already. Let's keep going. TB says keep Trey Benson and Blake Corum on bench. 5 total bench spots. Yes. Keep those guys on the bench. Especially with RBs. Those are the guys that you want on your bench. Charlene says, I have Kyler Murray and Jaden Daniels as my 1 and 2 quarterback. Your thoughts? I think that's gas. I think you got 2 dual threat quarterbacks who got rushing upside, who can score rushing touchdowns. And you got a rookie quarterback, but you got a veteran who can carry him until he gets in his stride. But if he hits his stride from week 1, you got gravy. You got a league-winning lineup for your quarterbacks. I love that. Adam says, okay, we got Adam in here. Appreciate you, Adam. I see you, bruh. Gil says, what's going on, Gil? Glad to see you here, bruh. Gil says, who should I flex this week? Ayuk, McLaurin, or Zamir White? I'm thinking McLaurin because I got Daniels. Who would you flex? You said it. And I hate to sit Ayuk. That's a guy, like, I don't play fantasy that way. I would trade a guy. If I got a guy on my team scoring a lot of points and I got to make a decision every week, I trade him or just hold him on the bench because I think I might need him. But I hate putting Ayuk on the bench because I know I like McLaurin over him, but Ayuk is on a premium offense and he's going to have a good year this year. People might not want to say that. He's going to get open. Ayuk can play as long as he don't get hurt. But again, I'm definitely starting McLaurin over Ayuk and Zamir White. Actually, I got to go ahead and move McCoy up on my rankings. I got to go ahead and move him up. I think he's top 17 right now on my rankings. I might have to move him up to like top 13, top 12 right now for his rankings. User 279 says Brock Bowers and Evan Ingram are good too. Right. Brock is a great late stash pickup to see what happens, guy, as a rookie, because he can be dynamic, right? He can get carries, he can run all type of different routes, whatever. So Brock Bowers is a great stats. Evan Ingram has been top 5 for 3 years, so you got to respect Evan Ingram. He's been top 5 for 3 years. Jeff, what's up, Jeff? Appreciate you being here. Jeff says, I got Laporta. I hope he is effective again this year with all those mouths to feed in Detroit. And that's why I told people to fade Laporta. Now, listen, I drafted Laporta in a couple leagues, but it was tight end premium, and the other one, he failed. So I would take, like I said, I don't turn no players down. Only thing I turn down is my collar. But I would turn Laporta down as the number 1 tight end off the board and going in the early 3rd round. I'm not taking him there. But yeah, it's a lot of mouths to feed, bro. I think it's gonna be very volatile, but I think he's gonna be solid for you. He's gonna give you some good weeks. I just think the counter, I would rather get somebody like McBride or Kincaid. I think they're gonna be a little bit more reliable because the team needs them a little bit more. They don't need Laporta to win. The only guy they really need to win is Amon-Ra and Jahmyr Gibbs. Ryman says, in the league I have Piran, I don't have Pacheco. Okay, and I just leave that Kansas City alone then, or just if I don't want to drop Leggett, I wouldn't let Piran be the decision of me dropping Leggett. I wouldn't do that. I don't think he's important enough to do that. Right. I understand that you're still high on Pacheco, but I'm not. Why I would say, why are you worried about a handcuff on a guy that you high on, right? Like, I'm high on Bijan, and I'm not making a tough decision with Tyler Algier, right? I like Breach, but I don't like him as the number 1 RB, so I'm a little bit worried about Braylon Allen. Like, I want Braylon Allen because I think something can happen. To me, I'm not just handcuffing any running back just because I got the starter. I don't only handcuff guys that I actually think if they come in, they could be a league winner. I don't believe that P. Ryan could be a league winner if something happened to Pacheco. That's just how I look at it. But you may see it differently. I respect that. User 279 says a Kansas City running back hasn't had a big season since Hunt. I agree with that. B. Growing says, would you drop Trey Benson or Jordan Mason for Jalen Wright? Thoughts? No. I would hold on to Trey Benson and Jordan, especially Jordan Mason, before Jalen Wright. But if I got A-Chain, I'm definitely stashing Jalen Wright if I got A-Chain or Mostert. But I'm not dropping Trey Benson and Jordan Mason for him. No, because those guys, if something go down with the starter, they coming in. Jalen Wright is coming in, but he's not going to get 100% of the carries. User 2 saying, that's a Titty, you killing me, dog. He said he don't be in the dumpster looking for hot dogs and shrimps. No, I don't. I don't. I'm not going in and I'm not looking for, oh, what? Somebody finger hurt? I'm going to get their backup. I'm not doing that, man. If you right and I know you can play and I know you good, then yeah, I'll go. I'm not saying it ain't nothing ever in the dumpster. It is stuff that's in the dumpster, but I'd rather go to a storage war, right? A storage where they got shit in storage and look for something there. I don't want to go in the trash can looking for a painting. That painting might be gone. That shit might get crushed. I'm not going for it. So if you expecting me to make Pete Ryan, and I'm not talking about like for as with a Romby, but if somebody said, well, why you didn't tell us that Pete Ryan could start because they cut all these other guys and they picked them up because Pete Ryan don't matter. I'm going to talk to y'all about P. Ryan in week 9. Now, if Pacheco go down, he could be solid and give you 8-9 points. That's solid. That's good positioning. But you can go get that off the waiver wires. I'm not going to go and stash that. Jalen Wright, if something happened to A-Chain, Jalen Wright could be a top 5 RB. Right? That's different. Mike, what's up? He says, I dropped it Purdy. What you think? I'm not high on Purdy. I think it's too many other quarterbacks. I think Purdy might struggle a little bit this year. I don't think people that drafted Purdy, I think, gonna be disappointed. That's just my 2 cents. I think people who drafted Purdy gonna be upset because I don't think he has the upside that some of these other quarterbacks have. That's just my 2 cents. Like I said, I'm not always correct. Go down with your ship. If you believe in the Purdy, you good with him. But I'm not high on Purdy. Nino says, I appreciate that, my guy. Most proud of that team and my other 10-man league. Okay. Charles says, him Hardaway says, rookies, who we watching? I like Brian Thomas. I like Jalen Wright. I like Keon Coleman. Let me make sure that's all. Let me make sure that's it, guys. I like Xavier. Watch Xavier Leggett. Um, Rome Adunze. And a deep sleeper is Luke McCaffrey. A deep sleeper would be Luke McCaffrey. Those are the rookies that I'm watching. Great question, though, him Hardaway. Appreciate you. I keep getting phone calls. I keep getting phone calls. Okay, Nino says other team got Dak, Kamara, Connor, CD, Cup, Mike Evans, Higgins, Laporta. Bench is Zamir, Benson, Palmer, Jonathan Brooks. Okay, so your other team, you got Dak. I'm not that high on Dak. But you got CD with him, so that's a perfect stack. Kamara, Connor. I love Connor goal line touches. I love Kamara. He's gonna catch a lot of passes. Top 12 upside. Cup, top 12 upside. Mike Evans, top 12 upside. Higgins, top 24 upside. To me, he could be top 5 on some weeks. A lot of people love him. CHB loves him. I'm not high on Higgins. I just think there's other guys at his ADP that you can get that has more upside, like Malik Neighbors or something. Laporta, great tight end to have. He's gonna have his good weeks. You just got to put him in and play him. You don't look at his points output. Zamir is a great bench player. All right, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, Zamir is a great bench player. I love Zamir on the bench. That's that's premium, bro. He probably gonna be in your lineup sometime soon if he can hit. Um, and Palmer, we don't know if he's gonna be the number 1 wide receiver, but he possibly could be. And John Brooks, you got to play the waiting game. You got to wait for about what 6 weeks, probably 7 weeks before he gonna get an opportunity. But if you okay with that, that's fine. But that's what bench spots are for guys like Jonathan Brooks. I just never seen a rookie guy have a hurt knee and come back and end up being a top 5 potential quadrant guy. I just never seen it. So I haven't drafted Jonathan Brooks, not in one draft. Don't want him. But if he does something, I could change and I could trade for him. Conscious Machine, what's up, bro? He says, my team looks very weak. I drafted last night. I have Cortland Sutton. I love Cortland. I love Javonte Williams as the value that you can get him. And as my 2 flexes, can I survive, TD? Yes, I love Cortland Sutton. Cortland Sutton is a beast, bro. He's the number 1 wide receiver on that team. Ain't nobody else. And Bo Nix looks good. I love Bo Nix. User 279 says, TD, I'm in a 10-man full PPR. Got Golf, B. John, King Henry, Nico, Debo, Pittman Jr., Kincaid, Buckner. As the kicker streaming the defense, got Devontae Smith, Tajay Kirk, Christian Kirk, Jordan Mason, Algier, Darnell Money, and Palmer. I love that team, man. I can tell it's a 10-team league, bro, because you got ball after ball after ball. I don't like playing in 10-team leagues. To me, it's harder, and I'm not saying I'm running for something that's harder, but I don't want to make a decision between Malik Neighbors and Mike Evans because it's so many guys on the waiver. Like I think that's like too much good players on the bench. Like I want all good players starting, and I want a couple of sleepers through everybody's lineup. Like I don't want should I play Amon-Ra Tyreek? Like years ago, that was a question. Should I play Tyreek and Amon-Ra in a 10-man league? But your 10-man team, bro, you got it. You got, let me see, let me go through it real quick. You got Goff, who is, I think, a top 12 quarterback, low-end top 12 guy, very safe. You got King Henry, who's the goal line king, who's going to be getting all the honey touches. I would say 15 rushing touchdowns. Then you got Nico. And Nico, if you don't depend on him to be a weekly number one wide receiver, I think it's good value. Debo, who could beat Boom any week. I love Pittman Jr. He's the number one team for the Colts. You got Kincaid, who has to break out. They don't got that many weapons from last year. The only weapons they got from last year is Kincaid, James Cook, and Khalil Shakir, who didn't play that much. And I love Devontae Smith. You know what he is. He's a monster. I think he can outdo A.J. Brown this year. I'm not telling you to draft him over A.J. Brown, but I think he's going to have a better season than A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. A lot of people think I'm crazy. It is what it is. Okay. Stacy in the building. What's up, Stacy? Stacy in the building. Yes, Conscious says hit the like button. Let's get the likes up, guys. Jordan, what's up, Jordan? He says, how you feeling about Nico Collins this year? I think if you can get him in the 4th round, I think it's great value. If you have to take him in the 3rd round, it's iffy. But Tank Dell, to me, in my opinion, Cretch, I'm sorry. I love you, my homeboy. You're a subscriber, man. You've been following me for years. I like Tank Dell if I had to pick one guy. A couple reasons why I'm taking Tank. He's going later than all the other guys. CJ keep talking about him when he asked what wide receivers would you take if you had to take any guy. CJ Stroud keep talking about Tank. I just want to take Tank. Now Nico is good. Nico gonna have some good weeks. Nico can play, and Nico could be a top 5 wide receiver. I'm not saying he ain't, but his value is high. I'd rather take Malik Neighbors or somebody else at that ADP because a lot of wide receivers are going around the 3rd and 4th round, and that's Nico's value. I have seen him going in the 2nd round earlier in the year. I think Nico is solid. Just take him at the right. If you got him at the right ADP, and if you got him now, don't worry about the ADP no more. You got to start him. So don't come and ask, should I sit him? You should not be asking nobody, should you sit Nico, unless you're in a 10-man league or an 8-man league. But if you're in a 12-man league, you got to start Nico. Don't get super cute. King Diamond says, is Pat Muhammad good? That man is nasty. That man is a Hall of Famer. Ethan, what's up, bro? He says, this is the week. Would you start Rashee Rice or Nico? I just sit there and answer that question. I'm not going to tell you to sit neither one. That's what I'm going to do this year. If you tell me 2 great guys that are top 12 potential, I'm going to tell you don't sit anybody. And if you ask me if I had to, I always say this. If you put a weapon to my head and said, if you don't answer the question, I'm going to shoot you. I'll probably go with Rashee Rice. But I'm not telling you to sit Nico Collins. I'm just telling you if you ask me in a vacuum to pick, I'm starting both guys. Constant Machine says, I drafted Marvin and Nico kept Gibbs. Nice. Hopefully Marvin can hit, man. I'm not that high on Marvin. Nico is like that. We talked about that. And you kept Gibbs in the 3rd round. I think Gibbs is like that. Gibbs, if he's healthy, man, he's going to have some boom weeks. FVP Fishing, what's up, bro? He says Najee or Ramondre for week 1. I'm going Ramondre. Sam says, thanks, bud. Anytime, bro. Glad to see you here. Make sure you subscribe, guys. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This is cutting edge content. You're not going to get content, a guy just talking and expressing himself. And it's not just a guy on here just talking that love fantasy and I'm just saying anything. If you go back and vet my videos, the right videos, not my weekly waiver wire ads or guys that I make video on just to make content, guys that I really believe in, and I'm make sure that I make those videos more defined. I'm 70%, guys. So appreciate you being here, Sam. Brandon Van. What's up, Brandon? He says, do you like Jonathan Brooks will play? Okay, Jonathan Brooks will play coming back from injury. Need him to be a beast. I don't know, man. I don't know. He's young, so you could be right because he's a young guy. I can't do it. There's too many other good. I'd rather have a Chuba Hubbard. I just can't do it, man. But listen, that doesn't mean he won't hit. I always tell guys, go down with the ship. I don't sit here and tell you to do everything. And I don't sit there and say everything is crazy. There's a few things that I say is crazy, but I rarely say that. I rarely say a player suck because I know how guys could come in and win you 2 weeks and help you win the championship. So me, I just can't. I'd rather draft somebody else or go with somebody else. Deal Devoted. What's up, bro? That boy can cut. Guys, go check him out on Instagram. Devoted. He does a lot. He nice with the Clippers. He says, how do you think Russell Wilson starting will help or hurt Pickens? I think it's even keel. I think we just got to wait and see, man. I'm not going to sit here and try to make a prediction that I don't have a clue about, right? I think Pickens is going to be okay. How much Pickens gets target, I don't know. I do think Justin Fields would have targeted him more. So we just going to have to wait and see. I'm starting Pickens. As long as I don't have anybody like upper echelon better than Pickens, I'm going to start him as a flex player or a wide receiver 2 or wide receiver 3. Jeremy Wells. What's up, Jeremy? Jeremy says, should I start Goff? Jeremy says, should I start Goff or Murray? I'm starting Kyler Murray over Goff. Murray has a tough game, but Goff is at home against the Donaldless Rams defense. Actually, the Rams defense is really, really good. People don't want to say that. It was a top 12 defense last year. Play your studs. Don't get cute and sit Murray. You drafted him first, you play him. Now, if you want to play matchups because you got 2 quarterbacks and you can do that, then that's fine. I'm playing Kyler Murray all day long. I'm not thinking about sitting Kyler Murray in no leagues. Would I sit Goff? Yes, if I got Kyler Murray. If I got Pat Mahomes, if I got Lamar Jackson, if I got C.J. Stroud, if I got Josh Allen, I'm sitting Goff. Goff is okay to sit where you get drafted him. I don't think Murray's okay to sit. I think that's too much upside. He got too many weapons. Play your studs. Don't overthink it. I listen. I forgot who told me this. If you in the chat, put it right now. The guy told me, he said, TD, what's different with your strategy? Nobody else says it. It's Occam Razor. And I remember Occam Razor back from high school, and I'm like, let me look this up real quick. And I looked it up. It's basically you take things that can be complicated and make it simple. Fantasy football can be complicated, but that's why I don't be talking about P. Ryan. I make it simple. And I win. That's why hopefully y'all can go and vet me and watch some of my leagues and watch me win. I can't win them all, especially in my listener leagues when I'm getting sniped all the time. But in my outside leagues, I always usually get my players. So yeah, man, I would play Murray. Mr. G says, who will be the premier wide receiver for Buffalo? You got to go with Keon Coleman as in today. That's all we can do. We got to go with Keon Coleman as in today. That's it. He got the most upside. Khalil Shakir been there, but he don't got the upside that Keon got. Keon out there making one-hand catches. I'm going with Keon Coleman. I'm starting him. If I don't have anybody else better to start. Charlene says, I picked up Kyron, but I also picked up Corey too. Fact. Yes. That's a nice squeeze. Way to do that, Charlene. That's nice. Whatever happens to Kyron, you don't care. You got it. And that's a premium team. You go to premium teams and do that. Blake Corum, yes, I would stash him all day long. Especially if I got Kyron. And don't get nervous on Kyron returning punts. That don't mean that. That's cutting edge. Don't mean, oh my God, he's running turn. Oh, no. Kyron might end up being an RB1. And I know y'all keep saying, well, everybody gonna be the RB1 or the wide receiver 1. The potentially, yeah. It's 7 to 8 guys at each position could be the one at that position. So I love Kyron Williams. I'm playing him. I'm starting him. T-Man A1. What's up, bruh? T-Man A1 says, man, I got AR, Breach, Ford, London, Evans, Kincaid, Nico, Mostert. What you think? And guys, when it's that short, I can do it. But if it's a list of players, I'm not doing it unless you're a member. But yeah, that's fine, T-Man. Appreciate you being here, T-Man. T-Man says, AR, Breach, Ford, and London. Evans, what you think? I love it. And you got AR, you got Breach. I think Breach is a top 5 potential RB. I like Ford. He's going to be there, the guy, until Nick Chubb comes back. And then he still might get a lot of carries when Nick Chubb comes back. London, I'm a little nervous all about Kirk Cousins. But I know what I know what he can be, right? Nico Mostert. I love Nico. I like Mostert. I haven't drafted no Mostert, not this year. I'd rather have Jalen Wright than Mostert. I'm not telling you to drop Mostert and get Jalen Wright, but that's just me. I haven't drafted any Mostert this year. I like a team. What I would rank that team that's you telling me about, AR, Breach, Ford, London, Evans, Kincaid, Nico, Mostert. I give it a B. I'm gonna give it a B. And I'm grading you hard too. Pause. Big Will in the house. Big Will in the house. Watch your mouth. Yes, sir, bruh. With the super chat, the $9.99 super chat. He says, your honest grade drafted 12th. Puka, Mahomes, Rice, Zay Flowers, Montgomery, Mostert, Jake Ferguson, Christian Watson, Keenan Allen, Dowdle, Mason, Tracy Jr., Jalen Wright, Blake Corn. Let me see. Make sure I got your whole squad. Okay. Let me see. Puka Mahomes, A. You got the stat, Rice. You got Zay Flowers. I love Zay Flowers. You got Montgomery. Montgomery is going to be solid because you don't have Gibbs, so that he's solid. Mostert, that's okay. Jake Ferguson, he's solid. He's good. That's a safe tight end. One of the safest tight end. I love Christian Watson upside. Keenan Allen, I don't know, man. I don't know what to think about Keenan, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know because Rome Odunze is coming. DJ Moore is there. You got Cole Kmet, and you also got DeAndre Swift catching passes out the backfield. I don't know. Keenan Allen maybe top 24 at the best. I love Rico Dowdle, and I love them Handcuff with Mason, Tracy Jr. for the upside, and Jalen Wright for Mostert. So I love it. So actually that rose the grade up for Mostert because you got Jalen Wright. Great job. And then you got Blake Corn in case anything happens to Kyron. I'm going to say it's a B+. I'm going to give you a better grade than the other grade. You got more players, but I love Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers is, to me, one of my favorite players on the board. That's one of my 70% players. Mahomes is probably going to be the quarterback one. I like Lamar. I like a few quarterbacks that I've been drafting because Mahomes going off the board early, but I'm not going to sit here and cap. Mahomes with them speed demons that he got, Marquise Brown ain't even out there yet. That's why I'm not drafting Pacheco. But yes, I love the Mahomes, Puka, Zay. That's what gave you the B+ right there. Christian Watson and Jalen Wright and the upside there and the Dowdle, that's fine too. So I want to get at a B+. Appreciate you, bro. Okay. Ika says, at tight end, should I go Chigo, Okonkwo, or Taysom Hill? Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill is the goal line running back. Is the bell cow for the green zone for that team. Alvin Kamara gonna catch 7 to 8 passes a game, but the guy that they might give goal line carries to, if Alvin can't get it in there, it's gonna be Taysom Hill. He's either gonna throw it in or run it in. I was one of the first guys in the whole fantasy football community that talked about picking up Taysom Hill, that he's going to have a breakout season. And you know what everybody said? I'm not on the Geek Squad right now. You know what everybody said? They said I was crazy. That's why I love my subscribers, because I know they fucks with me, right? A lot of guys, they think, this guy, he crazy. This African-American on here, and that's why he only got 3,000 subscribers. I've been on Taysom Hill. I love Taysom Hill, man. So yeah, man. I'm going with Taysom Hill over Okonkwo. They said Okonkwo might not even start for the Tennessee Titans. TB. Nino says, run them likes up. Yes, sir. Let's get them likes up. TB says, week 1, start Ayuk or Deontay Johnson. Tough, man. Tough matchup for Ayuk against the Jets. Yes, it is. But he still can get off. He's not going to be guarded by the number 1 tight end every time. Number 1 corner. But I think Sauce is going to be on him a lot because he's the best down the field wide receiver on that team. He's not going to be on Debo that much. They will put Ayuk in the slot sometimes too. And Sauce Gardner will not travel to the slot. So I'm going with Ayuk over Deontay Johnson. I'm sorry. I'm not telling you to sit Ayuk. He's practicing now. If he wasn't practicing, I would say, yeah, go with Deontay. Listen, if you don't like what Ayuk does this week, you want to move on, I understand that. But I think you got to keep playing Ayuk, man. You can never sit Ayuk unless something crazy happens where the coaches call him out and say he's playing terrible. You got to start Ayuk over Deontay. Keep Deontay, but start Ayuk. Don't get, not week one, don't get so matchup proof on week one. Week one, just go out there and see what's going to happen. The Jets look like they got a great defense, but their defense could be sorry. I'm not saying it's going to be sorry, but you never know. So start Ayuk. The one stop trader says Purdy my bench. Right. He's on the bench. He's a kind of a bench guy. Yes, sir. We got a new member in the house. Stephen Barth. Appreciate you, bro. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Darth Raider. No, wait a minute. Paul Chu. I'm sorry, Paul. Paul Chu. What's up, Paul? Paul says Taysom Hill or Cole Kmet. You know what, man? I'm going to go with Taysom Hill right now. I'm going with Taysom Hill. I'm going with Taysom Hill. Cole Kmet is a full-time tight end, but Taysom Hill got a special role. Taysom Hill could be a breakout player. Okay. Here's a question right here. Darth Raider says Christian Watson or Chase Brown at the flex. That's tough. I'm gonna go with Christian Watson. I need to see what, I love Chase Brown on my team, but I gotta go with Christian Watson first. I gotta go with Christian Watson first over Chase Brown. So I'm starting Christian Watson week one. If Chase Brown goes and be the player that I think he can be, you might have to recalibrate that. As far as me too, because I got Christian Watson and Chase Brown on the same team in a lot of leagues. So, but I'm gonna go with Christian Watson right now. Weeznaw Popper. What's up, bruh? He says, was drafting Jamar Chase a bad move? I had the 4th pick in a trail, man. I don't, listen, I'm going to say no. Because I can compartmentalize. Me, I'm not drafting no Jamar Chase. I would have thought it was a bad pick for myself. I've been telling people all year long to fade Jamar Chase. Not because he sucked, not because I know he's going to sit out, none of that shit. The reason why I was saying fade Jamar Chase is because him and Joe Burrow, it's been choppy. It's been choppy. And when you're picking in the first 6 picks or first round, you need consistency. I know Tyreek Hill is going to be, if he's healthy, he's going to play regardless. Jamar Chase, I don't know if Joe Burrow is going to be healthy with that wrist injury. Jamar Chase, Jamar Chase is feeling some type of way that they don't want to pay him. Is he going to get traded? It's a lot of stuff. Even from last year, I don't like the way it ended. To me, I would have went with somebody else. But now that you on my channel, hey, Jamar Chase is okay. Stash him. And if you can get a good trade for him, like Amon-Ra St. Brown or something, then trade him. If not, don't trade him for pennies on the dollar. Never do that. Hold on to him and go down with the ship. Go down with the Titanic. So it's okay. I don't think it was a bad choice because you own Jamar Chase. So I'm not going to put you into my mentality or in my shoes and say, man, that was dumb. I was on Jamar. I'm not drafting on Jamar. No, I'm not drafting him, but there's nothing wrong with you drafting him. But to me, my point of view on this is I'm not trusting no Bengals outside of Chase Brown right now. I'm not drafting a lot of Joe Burrow or none of that. Now, if I can stash him, yes. If I could buy low on him, yes. CHB said, I like Devon Vale. I don't know who that is, bro. Let me know who that is. Darth Raider says, Leggett. Greetings from Victoria, Australia. Yes, sir. What's going on, Rick? Appreciate you being here. Australia, yes, sir. Malik Washington, yes. He is the 4th string wide receiver, I think, right now. Could be 3rd string with ODB being out. I'm about back in the buildings. What's good, bruh? Yes, sir. Long time no see, bruh. Mr. Jack Maynard, he says, I drafted Waddle in round 3, and people saying it's bad. No, it's not. Did you get Tyreek Hill? So I'm gonna give you a couple questions. I'm never drafting Waddle as my A1 wide receiver. I'm usually gonna get Waddle as my number 2. I think he's a great number 2 wide receiver because he's volatile a little bit. But when he hits, game is over. 30 point, 40 point, 30 point, 40 point. short bus, little bus. 30 point, 40 point, short bus, little bus. So I believe that you should be drafting Tyreek in the first round and then trying to get Waddle. And I think if you squeeze those two guys, I think you're going to have a lot of fantasy points between those two guys on a weekly basis. Even if one of them don't go off, you're still going to be okay. Because it's rarely that you find... You can have Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, and they're not going to go off for 40 points every single week or go for 20 points every single week. They might have a down week. So, to me, I like to squeeze. I like to squeeze. I got a super chat in the building. Deal devoted. Yes, sir. The barber himself. He says, yes, sir. I appreciate you showing love. Thanks for the shout out, TD. Right back at you. Keep up the hard work, my man. Much respect. I said what I said. Yes, sir. Deal with devoted guys have been following me for about 3 years now. About 3 years now. Make sure y'all go follow him on Instagram. So yeah, I like the Waddle. I just don't want to be with your. I don't want him to be your wide receiver one. So let me know, bro, if he's your wide receiver one. The one stop trader, he says Rome the sleeper, right? Rome Medusa, he is the sleeper because I'm telling you, man, that jump ball that he got, like he can go up and get the ball contest and catch. He's great at the jump ball. And you got Caleb Williams running around, the magician himself, just like Pat Mahomes. Rome gonna be that guy. Rome gonna have some big plays. Stephen says, the new member of the channel. Stephen says, 12-team standard PPR. Starters, Lamar, CMC, Najee, Evans, Cup, Andrews, Kurt. Bench is Caleb Williams, Zach Moss, Palmer, Jacoby Myers, Khalil Shakir, Watson. Any recommendations on RB upgrade? So you got CMC and Najee. And you got Moss. Let me see here. So I'm gonna give you a couple things to do. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you to trade CMC, but if you wanted to get a 2-for-1 deal, I would go trade CMC for somebody like Travis Etienne and another running back. Maybe Travis Etienne and Zamir White, whatever else he got on his team that you think is a good RB. Now you don't got to do that because you could be super high on CMC, but I would take CMC and trade down and go get and get Travis Etienne. I did it in a league. I traded CMC in a Dynasty league for Travis Etienne, a 2nd-round pick, Braylon Allen, and Chase Brown. Now you might say, well, you could have got a first. Well, you say that if you go and ask for too much in a trade, it turns people off, and you can't even get the deal done. Even if you go and try to give them more with the deal, they just automatically turned off. So sometimes you got to put something in their face real quick, real fancy, and they hit accept, and then they'll feel rebuttal about that. So that's how I do trades. So that's one thing you could do. Let me think. There's a couple guys. Chase Brown. If you could pick up Chase Brown, I like Chase Brown. You can pick him up if he's on the waivers. Ramondre Stevenson is a guy that a lot of people are not high on. I'm trying to think if you could trade somebody to go get him. No, because I don't want you to get rid of Caleb Williams. You got Cup and Andrews and Evans. I'm okay with trading Mike Evans for a running back. If you could get like Travis Etienne, I don't think you can do that, but I'm willing to trade Mike Evans. I'm not that high on Mike Evans. I think he's going to fade off in the 4th quadrant. But yeah, man, hopefully that helped you. Let me see here. I like Brian Robinson Jr. If you wanted to try to trade for him, maybe take Najee and trade for Brian Robinson and another pick. If you're looking for RB depth or a better tier of running backs. And you can pick up Rico Dowdle off of waivers if he's on waivers. Chuba Hubbard off waivers. Mal Sanders is another waiver guy. These are just stash guys. So if hopefully one of those strategies helped you out. It's different ways to accumulate running back talent on your team. Me, Personally, I'm not attached to CMC like that, so I would trade CMC and go get ETN and another a good piece. Charlene says, would you change any of my wide receivers core? Amon-Ra St. Brown, London Cup, Pickens, Hollywood, Curtis Samuel, Mooney. I might trade London out. That's just me. I might trade London out. You already got, I'm gonna call them money. You already got money, so I don't know who you could downgrade to. You could get a 2-for-1, but if you hire on those guys, those are good players. Those are good players. TZ in the building with the super chat. TZ says, Kyler Murray, JJ, Cup, Kyron Williams, Kenneth Walker, Kincaid, Rasheed Rice, Chris Godwin, Deontay Johnson, Chase Brown, Brian Robinson, Jaden Daniels, Corum, Chuba, Taysom Hill. Rank that team, bruh. Godwin, Deontay, Chase Brown, Brian Robinson, Jaden Daniels, Corum, Chuba. I'm thinking A-. You got Collar and you got JJ and Cup. Justin Jefferson gonna get 12 targets a game. We all know that. 12 targets is coming. You get JJ, it's almost like put 12 targets beside his name. 12 targets. What is that? It's somebody right now in the chat do 12 times 17. And that's how many targets JJ gonna get. And more, probably more. So I love that. Cooper Kupp. I think he's gonna have a touchdown upside. I actually think Puka gonna be better if Puka's healthy. But Cooper Kupp gonna get 10 receiving touchdowns. They look for Cooper Kupp in the red zone. Kyron Williams, that's a squeeze there. So those are two elite guys that's gonna get 204 targets for JJ. Wow, 204 targets, 4 PPR, 2 foot that TZ is saying. Then you got Godwin, who's a great wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3. Deontay Johnson, another PPR, 4 PPR target. Chase Brown. I'm gonna give that an A-. I'm getting an A- because of Kyler Murray, JJ, Cooper Kupp, and Kyron Williams, and also Kincaid and Jaden Daniels. Those are my main 2 guys that I really like on the team. There's other guys that I like, but those are the main 2. Okay. Appreciate that, TZ. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Him Hardaway says, I got Luke too damn, that's tough. I got Luke too. Damn, that's tough. Yeah, Luke McCaffrey, man. If you're talking about Luke, right? If that's who you're talking about, him Hardaway, yeah, Luke McCaffrey like that. I'm not like far as they don't got nobody else. They ain't got no wide receiver 2. But if you're not talking about that Luke, let me know. User 279 says, I got Pittman on my team, but do you think I should slide and pick up AD or Josh Downs or leave it? So I don't know, bro, let me see. I might could go up a little bit. I don't want to go up too much, but I don't remember who you had on your team. If you got Anthony Richardson. If you got Anthony Richardson, I think you need to go be getting AD and Josh Downs and stash them on your team and find out who's going to be the number 1 guy, right? So that's what I would do. I would stash both of these guys on my team to find out who is going to be the breakout. So I would stash AD and Josh Downs. If I forgot something, bro, I apologize. But put it in the chat and let me know. I'm looking at the bottom. That way I can skip if I need to. Cameron, what's up, bro? Cameron B in the building. He says, can I get your rating on my 12 team, please? Yes, but you have to sign up as a member. Become a member of the channel. Matter of fact, let me post that in the chat. I didn't post that like I usually do. I apologize with that, guys. It should be in the description, the drop-down box. Yes, but I'm going to still get it from here. Wait a minute, this is not giving me the whole link. Okay, let me go over here. All right. I'm going to post, this is how you become a member. Once you become a member of the channel, then I will rate your team or rank your team. You get all the perks once you become a member. And also, I'm going through the list right now, But when Sunday starts and sits, you might get your question answered, or you could get skipped, and I could go to a member first. So that's why you want to become a member of my channel. I'm getting to the members first, and I get to some new people first sometimes too. So you don't always got to be a member, but I just want to let you know that's something that you get as a perk of this channel. All right, and then I'm about to pin it to the top. All right, there you go, Cameron. Become a member. Okay, now that my shit went all the way up. Hopefully I ain't losing my spot. Damn it. Okay, let me go up. Okay, let me go up. Let me go up. Okay, now I know where I'm at. Okay. Mr. Jack Manu. What's up, bro? He says people not high enough on Bowers. Yeah, because there's a lot of good tight ends, but I do believe, bro, with the way they use him, he's dynamic. I haven't been telling a lot of people to pick him up. He's not on my 70% hit accuracy rate list, but I do respect what you're saying, man. This guy's gonna be getting carries. He's gonna be getting shovel passes. I mean, they're gonna use this guy every way on the football field. He's probably gonna be like a tight end Debo. This is one of the hybrids that I've been talking about for a long time. So you're right, man. We could all be sleeping on Bowers. Appreciate you being here, Mr. Jack. Ethan Carey says, for the season, would you rather have Caleb Williams or Brock Purdy? Caleb Williams, and that's easy. That's really easy. That's one of the easiest questions. Jackson Helms, what's up? He says, got a salary cap draft on Wednesday. Thinking about getting one stud RB and one stud wide receiver. Hold on, guys. Tron, I'm my bad about that, bro. Let me get to your question. I'm sorry, Jackson. I'm gonna get to your question. I got a super chat. Tron with the super chat, with the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, bro. He says, what's my grade? How can I improve? Jaden Daniels, Tyreek, Cup, Barkley, Monty, Mostert, Njoku, JSN, Cousins, Lockett, Komet, Jalen Wright, Dalvin Cook. You got, I was saying the most, but you got Jalen Wright. You got Jalen Wright. Tyreek Hill, Cup, and Barkley are monsters. I love those guys. Dalvin Cook, man, I done told y'all boys about them P. Ryans and Dalvin Cooks. And listen, just because they go good 1 week, they can play 1 week or 2 weeks. Like Dalvin Cook had a couple good weeks for the Jets, but what did he end up being? Chopped liver. Sometimes guys just stick to the guys that's on there. Like when some guys ain't been playing football for a long time, if it ain't like the last week and you need a running back and they sign them for that week, I just don't understand why you would have Dalvin Cook. What you think he's gonna do? Take over the Cowboys' backfield and be a top 24 RB? No. I don't know what to tell you how to make your team better. I think this is a league ready team. I don't know what to tell you to make your team better. You got Tyreek, Cooper Kupp, you got Jaden Daniels. I mean, you got Kirk Cousins. If Jaden Daniels doesn't hit, I think your team is solid. I'm gonna give that team a B+. That's a B+ team. You got Njoku, Tyreek, Kupp, and Barkley. They all killers. Appreciate the super chat, bro. Appreciate you, Tron. But yeah, going back to Jackson Helms. Thinking about getting one stud RB and one stud wide receiver. I'm trying to secure one of Breach and Bijan. Who should I be targeting for wide receiver? Amon-Ra and Tyreek Hill. Amon-Ra and Tyreek Hill and Malik Neighbors. Those are 3 guys that I'm trying to make sure I get in the auction draft. So I would try to get Bijan and Tyreek and Amon-Ra. Those are the 3 guys that I'm willing to pay up for. And I don't care if I don't got any money. I'll wait late and start picking up guys once the money goes down and people trying to get players for $5 and $10, then I'll start getting players again. But if you go spend heavy on 3 players, then wait late. Wait till it get around where players are going for $10, $5. That's a $200 fab league or whatever, $200 auction league. That's what I would do. Yes, guys, double tap the screen. Let's get the likes up. Cameron B says, by the way, what's up, bro? What's going on with you, Cameron B? Yeah, man, just become a member of the channel, man, and I got you, man. Only reason I got is closer to the season. You know, all throughout the year, I answered everybody questions. Now that I'm closer to the season, I got to give the members their perks. Deal Devoted says, I joined one of my draft late, and they gave me Chase and Puka. I'm not high on both. Who would you consider trading them for? Cutting edge content. I would trade Chase for maybe if I could get Tyreek or Amara. Maybe Cup and another piece. And that way you can squeeze. You got Puka, Nakua, you got Cup, and then you can go get another piece, whatever piece that on that team with Cooper Cup. That's what I would do. The one-stop trader says Mahomes, Hill, Harrison Jr., Mixon, Josh Jacobs, Montgomery, Kirk, Audrey, Dallas. Yeah, man, that's a good. You got Mahomes, you got Hill, Harrison Jr. I'm not that high on Mixon, Josh Jacobs. Listen, I know Josh Jacobs ain't got no competition there. Marshawn Lord will be coming back. Josh Jacobs is going to be fine. So I don't want to talk too much trash about him. But I'm not super high on him. I'm not super high on Marvin Harrison. I'm not super high on Mixon. Montgomery, I like Montgomery. Christian Kirk is okay, and you got a kicker, and you got Dallas. I give it a B. I love the Mahomes and Hill is nasty, but then Harrison Jr., Mixon, and Josh Jacobs, I'm kind of teeter-tottering on, but they could be good guys. I don't know, man. You drafted them, so you have to weigh it out. I can't sit there and say they bad players because I'm not 100% right week 1 or week 2, week 3, 4. Like, some of these guys are going to hit. Josh Jacobs could go out there and be RB1. So I just want to tell you that I'm just not drafting a lot of these guys. Andrew says, thoughts on J-Mo. I love J-Mo. I think he's a deep sleeper stash for a boom player. I think you can play him in the flex week 1. Ed Tay, what's up, bro? He says, what you think about the Colt rookie wide receivers with down being iffy? I like AD Mitchell. You gotta, play him if you got room for him. I mean, don't play him over nobody that's a stud, but if you got AD Mitchell, you can play him week 1. I don't believe in Alec Pierce, so why not play AD Mitchell? But don't play him over no stud. I wouldn't play him over no Terry McLaurin, Keon Coleman. I probably would play Keon Coleman over AD Mitchell, right? So hopefully they help you gauge that. Brandon says, what do you think about Marshawn Lord? Stash him. Yes. Josh Jacobs is good, but they never use one running back the whole season. Not in Green Bay, not with Matt LaFleur. So definitely stash Marshawn Lloyd. User 279 says the only thing about a 10-man is it's a toss-up of who to start with the wide receivers I got. Yep. That's what the 10-man leagues do, man. That's why I hate 10-man leagues. Brad, what's up, bro? He says Flowers or Mostert. Flowers all day over Mostert. Flowers all day over Mostert. Him Hardaway says starters. Bro, make sure you become a member. Him Hardaway, I can't read out that line. That's a lot of guys to read out. I'm not going to read those guys out unless you're a member. E10. Same thing with you too, Cole. Appreciate you guys being here. Just become a member of the channel. I got $1 tier, so it don't cost no but $1 for the month to get your teams read out. Appreciate you guys being here. Mr. Blue said, who has a better week, Pollard or any Steelers running back? I would actually play Najee Harris over Pollard. I would play Najee Harris over Pollard. Mr. Blue says, Keon, I am not sold on just yet. Samuel probably be more of a guarantee. But Samuel was going through an injury. I like Keon. I think Keon Keon got a lot of talent. So I'm not going to sit here and make a projection. But I think he high on my list. I'm willing to start him week 1 if I had to, right? I'm definitely starting him over Curtis Samuel. That's just me. But bro, guess what? Curtis Samuel could come out there and get 9 targets and get 7 catches for 85 yards and a TD and kill. So I just want you to know that. But I'm playing Keon. Week 1, I'm going with Keon. Deal says, who you starting, Jaden Daniels or Caleb Williams? I'm probably starting Caleb Williams week 1. Yeah, I know y'all be like, damn, I thought you said Jaden. I gotta go with Caleb, man. That boy, he got it. Like he's everything is slow to him, and that's how you got to play. Any of y'all ever seen that movie called Most Wanted with not Jessica Alba, but Angelina Jolie and Common? I forgot the star of the movie, but you remember when he concentrated, everything was slow-mo. That's how elite guys like Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, the game is like this, moving with them like this. The game ain't like that. Like, it ain't real, them guys. And so when I see Caleb Williams in the pocket, everything is slowed down. Pat Mahomes the same way. If you can slow the game down, you can play the NFL. A lot of guys, like you look at Sam Darnold and some of these other guys, if they can't slow the game down, they make mistakes. Same Daniel Jones, all of them. But they have played with the game slowed down. So when players play with the game slowed down in any position, in any sport, they're going to be elite. All right, apologize about that, guys. I got another phone call. Mr. Blue says, Shakir is solid. He gives me Wes Welker vibes. He could. Curtis Samuel's there too, though. So somebody got to get the slot targets. It's going to be between Khalil Shakir. Maybe he's an outside guy too. But I do believe that Curtis will get slot targets. Mr. Blue says Kincaid will be close to 100 receptions. I don't see why you're wrong with that. They don't have anybody else. There's only Keon Coleman and Dalton Kincaid, far as I'm going to say, right? Far as what I see. He is the only one I trust as to catch them balls week in and week out. Me too. Facts. Mr. Blue says Kincaid will be okay. We did that. Tron says, what's up, man? You have the best channel. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. Big Will says, I take the B+ grade. Thanks, bro. Anytime. You know I'm gonna keep it real with you. User 279 says TD has had the cutting edge content for a long time. A lot of guys tell you go pick up these pennies while TD's selling us the whole game. Right. That's why I won 5 championships out of 12 last year. I had guys come out and tell me, guys that they used to say, hey, you doing something crazy. Guy hit me up, man, wrote me a whole list on the chat. He said, look, TD, man, you won the league, man. You a brilliant fantasy football player. You're a brilliant sportsman. I won a championship in 2 basketball leagues. I also won like 5 championships in fantasy football, right? So I'm not sitting here trying to pat my own back, but I just want to let y'all know that you're not just listening to a guy that's want to rant, right? And rant all the time. Like I know my shit, right? I come at you from a coach mentality to a scout. I don't really come with you through a fantasy football analyst where I'm giving you yards per catch and all of that. I'm giving you a scout that the guy can play. That the coach's gonna get him the ball. That's how, and I think that matters. I think it trumps fantasy football. Because in fantasy football, a guy can have like Nico Collins. He can have no targets. We don't know what he is. Why would you play Nico Collins? Why would you draft him? Because he's 6'4", and they don't have any other wide receivers there. And they still got him on the team. So if the guy's 6'4", I know he ain't chopped liver, he ain't old. So I'm going to go down with it because I know what he was when I scouted him out of college from Michigan. He was a jump ball guy who could run 220 pounds. So that's how I break my players down. I see it from a more of a coaching mentality, not like what he's done in the past. I don't really give a damn about the past. I do use the past, but I mostly look at the player and his athletic ability. Okay. Appreciate that, user 279, and I appreciate those comments, not because I don't want nobody to say, oh my God, TD, this is amazing. You one of the best I ever seen. No. Why should people come and subscribe to my channel? I tell y'all, my subscribers, guys, if you just tell them, hey man, TD, you cool. They don't want to subscribe to me. Tell them, if you come in here and you're not hitting, then I don't know what to tell you. But you got to tell guys, look, I come here, man. He got a good accuracy rating. You might not think it's 70%. I know it. I can prove it. But at least tell people what they're coming here for to subscribe. This is a different type of content, right? This is like a different, it ain't the big masses channel where everybody going to subscribe anyway. You got to tell people why should they subscribe to a 3,000 subscriber YouTube channel. Appreciate that, user. Yes, welcome, Stephen. Somebody says Stevenson or Reed. I'm going with Stevenson over Jaden Reed. Too many master feed. The only guys that I'm playing on Green Bay is Josh Jacobs and Christian Watson. I might play Romeo Dobbs if I have to, but Christian Watson and Josh Jacobs and Jordan Love. Those are the only guys that I'm playing. I might play a tight end like Luke Musgrave if I'm in a deep league. Conscious Machine says, I have Spears, Dobbs, Algier, Mason on my bench. What do you think, TD? I love Spears on your bench. I love Spears. I think he could take over the backfield over Pollard. I love Algier if anything happens to Bijan. And anything happens to CMC, man. So those are great. That's what I call a premium bench. You wait. If something happens, you got the players that's going to step in. You ain't got a bunch of hopes and stuff on your bench, right? You actually got guys that if something happened, they automatically going in to be a league winner. Will Hayes says, in my flex spot, Devontae Adams or Rashee Rice. I'm going with Devontae Adams easily. I hate to say that, man. I know Rashee Rice can outscore him, but I'm not sitting Devontae Adams. You got to play Devontae Adams or trade somebody. You got to play Devontae Adams. So I think you need to put both of them in your lineup. But if you can't put both of them in your lineup, it's impossible. I'm going to tell you to play Devontae Adams, even though I know Rashee Rice can outscore him. Did that make sense? You get it? Right? It's just that simple. Right? Both these guys are good, but Devontae Adams, man, is just Devontae Adams. If he's healthy, if I don't hear anything about no hamstring injury or anything like that, I'm playing Devontae Adams. Linebacker, what's up, bro? He says, YouTube, what's good? Who to trade for a 12-team league quarterback? Jalen Hurts, Herbert, James Cook, Rashad White, Jerome Ford, Dobbins, Rico Dowdle, Tyreek, Evans, Rashee Rice, Deontay. So you asked me who to trade. Okay. Who to trade for 12-team league? I'm going to say Tyreek Hill. I know it's going to cost you the most, but I'd say Tyreek Hill. But Jerome Ford, if you got players where you don't really need and you need a starting running back, you can get Jerome Ford. You can get Ford. You can get Dowdle. And you can get Deontay Johnson. But to me, the league-winning guy is going to be Tyreek Hill. So, Jerome Ford, you can get those guys for cheap. Conscious Machine says, I also drafted Ickavis, and he's on my bench in case Chase holds out in games. Right. Got to be careful. Jermaine Burton, too. Jermaine Burton is another guy who's been getting some targets. CHB said, Devon Bell is the newest rookie on the Bronco who is making noise. Okay. What position? A sleeper wide receiver. Okay. Hey, I don't know everything. I haven't heard about the guy. I've been on Cortland Sutton. But, yeah, he might be the number 2 guy because Tim Patrick's not there, and Marvin Mims is more of a hybrid, manufactured target, punt return, and kick return guy. Unigas. Hoping I'm not killing your name, man. I appreciate you being here, bro. But he says Waddle comes with inconsistent regardless of his 1K yards. That's why I tell you to squeeze, because when he hit, it's crazy. So when you get Tyreek, it's like an insurance policy for the inconsistency. That's what Tyreek is. If you get Tyreek and Waddle, it's the insurance plan. So say, I hate to even say this, man, but if something was to happen to the greatest wide receiver to ever play the game, I'm not gonna say the name. You got Waddle's gonna be eating. So, and then if Tyreek eats, Waddle can eat. I seen 3 or 4 games in the last 2 years where all guys eat. I'm talking about 2 running backs, Tua, Tyreek, Waddle, all of them eat, because this is a high octane offense. I wouldn't do it for the Patriots. I would play Polk, Ramondre, Jacoby Brissett, and Hunter Henry. I wouldn't play all those guys because it don't make sense. How the hell are all of them going to score? But on the Miami Dolphins, all of them can score, and I don't care. See, I play fantasy football. I don't care about inconsistency because I got other players for that, and I'm willing to squeeze. Jahmyr Gibbs is inconsistent, but when I got David Montgomery, I know he's going to be consistent. And so when I play both of them, one of them going to hit. So say it's a Jahmyr Gibbs game, and David Montgomery is not getting the goal line touches that game. I don't care, because Jahmyr going for 35, and David Montgomery going to have 10. And then say it's the Jahmyr game, and something happened to Jahmyr, and I got David Montgomery in there. David Montgomery comes in the game and takes it over, and I still get those 30 point, 40 points. I don't need 30 point, 40 points from every single person in my lineup. That's a fantasy. That's fantasy on top of fantasy. You never gonna have everybody in your lineup, maybe once in your lifetime, where they all boom. So you just trying to grab the boom opportunities, which comes in tandems. It could be a running back and a wide receiver and a tight end. If you got all three, you can get two of them to boom together, especially if you're on an elite top 5 offense. Hopefully y'all understand what I'm saying. Harami says, how many player of the years? 30, 40. Well, let me know what you mean by POY, Harami. Jonathan Santiago. Appreciate you, bro. He says week 1, bench 1. Player, bench 1. Player, Ayuk, Rice, Devontae Smith. I have Hurts as the quarterback. I'm going to say, man, it doesn't feel good. I think you got too much talent. I'm going to say bench Rice and play Devontae Smith and Ayuk. I think you need to trade Rice or Ayuk. Because you don't want to, that's not a decision. Some questions, man, are just, it's a setup. Nobody's going to get this shit right, bro. I'm not going to get that right every week. I'm not going to be able to tell you who to play between Ayuk and Rice and say Ayuk go for 10 and Rice go for 20. TBU was wrong. I'm not going down like that, bro. I'm not going down. Both of those guys are stars. So you're going to have to consolidate. I always tell guys, consolidate so you don't have to make these decisions. You know why I won a lot of leagues last year and I've been predominantly coming in second or third and all the years that I've been playing fantasy? Because I don't sit here and try to make decisions. Okay, should I play Kyler Murray or Jared Goff? Should I play Bijan Robinson or CMC? Should I play Derrick Henry or Josh Jacobs? Should I play Tyreek Hill or Amon-Ra? Bro, I'm not making those decisions. Nobody knows that shit other than God that's watching the game. So I say consolidate and just roll Ayuk and Devontae out there this week, and you're going to have to make that decision in the future. Because if you keep that, man, you're going to be mad at yourself when you lose a game and the other guy scored more points. You're going to say, well, I should have played that. Well, how in the hell are you supposed to know? You're not going to know what you should have done. You got to go down with the ship. So get rid of that and make going down with the ship easier. Unigas says so many other reliable wide receivers out there. Right. There's a lot of reliable wide receivers out there. Tron says, can you give me a grade? Yes, you super chatted, bro. I will give you a grade. If you super chat, guys, I will give you a grade. He says, can I improve? PPR, Jaden Daniels, Tyreek, Cup, Barkley, Monty, Mostert, Njoku, JSN, Cousins, Lockett, Komet, Jalen Wright, Dalvin Cook. Bro, I can't. I'll give you a grade, but I'm not gonna say I don't think you can improve. I don't know what to tell you to do to improve. I love Tyreek, Cup, and Barkley. I mean, I could tell you to go get rid of Tyreek and get CMC, but that's not realistic, right? So I'm just want to tell you something that's realistic. Because I could tell you to trade Barkley, but I love Barkley. I could tell you to trade Tyreek, but I love Tyreek. Maybe you could get rid of Monty. You could go to the Montgomery owner and give him Jahmyr Gibbs and get another running back. So if you can go to Monty, but I don't know what running back to tell you who to get. 2-for-1 could load your team up where you got too many guys. I think this is a B. This is a B team. This is a good team, bro. This is a good team. The only reason why I'm not giving you a B+ is because of Mostert as your between Mostert and Montgomery. I like Montgomery. I'm not big on Mostert, so that's my prerogative. So I'm saying you could do better at the Mostert position. I love the JSN and Lockett, and I love the Jalen Wright pick. Dalvin Cook, nah. So I would say it's a B, and I don't know how to make your team better. I think your team is already good, but you could go get another running back. Don't touch Tyreek, Cup, or Barkley. Don't touch those two. Those three. Or Njoku. Controversy says, TD, I have to think too. Should watch Marvin Harrison film in junior. Now, I watched it, but this is the NFL. And Calvin Johnson didn't come in the NFL as a rookie and take it over. Jamar Chase struggled the first 5 or 6 weeks. Justin Jefferson struggled the first 5 or 6 weeks. It's never been a rookie wide receiver outside of Puka Nacua, who played with a fantastic team that was already ready and made, that balled out all year. If Puka Nacua, now, if you think Puka would have balled out like that, if they'd have had a Trey McBride and a James Conner, I don't know, but you could be right. Marvin Harrison could be that. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm not taking him at the 2-1. If I'm getting him at the 3rd round, end of the 3rd round, hell yeah, Marvin Harrison is a great pick. To me, the only reason why I'm not on Marvin Harrison, it has nothing to do with his talent, is he's going in at 2-1. But if you already got him on your team, you got to play him. I would never tell anybody to sit Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm just not going to sit there and say he's Tyreek Hill. That's the only thing that I'm saying. It's guys going around at ADP like A.J. Brown. He's not A.J. Brown. I'm not going to say that. I got to see it first before I say he's A.J. Brown. Before I say that even Waddle and Devontae Smith. I'm just not going there yet. That's the only thing I'm saying, guys. You got to understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying Marvin Harrison. I love Marvin Harrison was my #1 overall pick in Dynasty. I took him before Malik Neighbors, but I'm not playing Marvin Harrison Jr. over upper echelon top 12 perennial guys. Do I like Marvin Harrison Jr. maybe over Ayuk? Yeah, we could talk about that. Ayuk is a good player, but it's a lot of mouths to feed on that offense. But I can't go over the premium guys. It's like 9 or 10 premium guys. I can't put him over. And I am putting Malik over him because they hyper-targeted Malik like crazy, right? If Marvin Harrison was on the Giants, I would like him too because I know they would give him targets. Also, just to give a little caveat with Marvin Harrison Jr., I think when you are super athletic as a rookie, it's easier for you. Now, listen, Justin Jefferson did it. He's not super athletic, so you can do it. But usually I like super athletic rookie wide receivers because they don't have to have the technique. They can just out-athlete the next guy that in front of them, an older 29-year-old corner. But usually when you are a route runner, like a Devontae Adams type, which that's Marvin Harrison Jr. game, I think it takes a little bit longer because you got to get used to the physicality. Because guys, he's not too fast where guys can't put their hands on him. So Sauce Gardner, a fast guy can beat Sauce Gardner, but if you are a route runner, Sauce Gardner as a rookie, he's going to be on you and he's going to be playing all that underneath shit. He's going to make you try to beat him deep. And Marvin Harrison premium skill set is not getting deep. So that's how I look at it, man. Hopefully that helped you out, Conscious. Eric B says, any late round running backs you recommend? I talked about that earlier. Rico Dowdle. Jerome Ford, Rico Dowdle, Jerome Ford, Chase Brown. And if Ramondre going late, I don't think he's going too late. I like Brian Robinson Jr. too. So hopefully those 4 or 5 guys can help you out. Appreciate you, Eric B. Harami says 204 targets for Justin Jefferson. And that's at the minimum. If he stays healthy the whole season, that's at the minimum. CHB said Debo just restructured. Okay. I think Debo's still okay. You know, he just restructured because he didn't want to help the team out. He got his money. But yeah, Tron, I went through your I read through that team earlier, even before you had mentioned it again. But I guess you just now super chatted it right there. So okay. Okay, I see what's going on. TZ says, good looking, bro. Hoping for the best. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, TZ. Joe Bob, what's up? He says, start Blake Corum or Ray Davis. Start Khalil Shakir, Brian Thomas, or Josh Palmer. I'm going to say go with Brian Thomas slightly off the hair off of my chinny chin chin over Josh Palmer. And I'm starting I don't see what's going on, but guys, I will get to it if I see somebody in the chat being disrespectful, but I haven't got to it yet, so I apologize, but I will see it. So don't come in the chat and be listen, you don't gotta like what I'm saying. You can disagree with me, but if you start being lame and just saying shit, trying to come on to an African American guy channel, because a lot of people do that. People troll everybody's channel, but sometimes in fantasy football, people love to come and troll me. So I haven't got to it yet, but I will be checking that out. Any of the members and moderators, don't block anybody. Let me see it first. But Joe Bob says start Blake Corum or Ray Davis, start Khalil Shakir or Brian Thomas or Josh Palmer. So I'm starting. I would start I want to say Ray Davis, man. That's a tough one, man. That's a tomato, Joe Bob. That's a great one. Actually, I'm going to put that in the chat real quick. I'm going to put that tomato. Blake Corum or Ray Davis. This is a tough one. Because I think I like... I just don't think neither one of those guys going to get a lot of targets. Or, a lot of opportunities. But I can see James Cook coming out the game for a goal line carry with Ray Davis. I like Blake Corum. I'm going to say Blake Corum this week. I don't feel great about it, bro. I'm going to let you know that. I don't feel great about it. But I'm going to say Blake Corum, and then I'm going to say Brian Thomas Jr. over Joshua Palmer. But let me put that as a tomato. All right, guys, work with me here. Let me get this in the chat. All right. Okay. We got Blake Corum here. We got Blake Corum, and then we got Ray Davis. Okay, let me start that poll. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna say Blake. Like I said, I'm gonna say Blake Corum and Brian Thomas. TZ says if they trade Adams, Bowers might blow up. Right. I think Bowers can blow up with Adams on the field. I think Bowers can blow up with Adams on the field. It's enough targets for everybody. This is a new NFL. You can have two guys on the team getting high-end targets. Pistol Pete, appreciate you being here, bro. If you want your team ready, you got to become a member. I pinned it to the chat. So anybody that's getting their team ranked or rated, they have to become a member of the channel. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate you being here. Don't take it personal. Anybody, don't take it personal. Don't get off the live, but that's just how it goes. SK Knox 801 says, I got Chris Godwin. Should I try to trade for Drake London or Terry McLaurin? Definitely Terry McLaurin. Definitely try to trade for. I would pivot from Chris Godwin. I like Chris Godwin, but I would definitely go for Terry McLaurin. Rex says, remember to like and subscribe. Yes, guys, let's get the likes up. Also, subscribe to the channel. This is cutting edge content. Appreciate you being here, SK Knox. Rex says, Chris Olave or James Conner this week. It's in a half PPR. That's tough. Who is, I'm sorry, guys. Who is the Arizona Cardinals playing week? Let me go look this up real quick. I got to look at that NFL week schedule. Week 1. All right. Okay, let me see who's Arizona is playing. Buffalo. All right, Harambe be on it. I just want to make sure I see it myself, bro, before I say it. Right, okay. I'm going with James Conner. Slightly off the hair for my chinny chin chin over Chris Olave. I'm going with James Conner in half-point PPR, especially in half-point, because running backs do better in half-point PPR. But James Conner will catch about 5 or 6 passes. James Conner like that. People don't want to give that. James Conner, if he win a Super Bowl or something, he could be a Hall of Famer. His numbers they've been elite for a long time now. Charlene says, I have Dallas DST and Brennan Audrey as the Dallas kicker. I'm not dropping them. They have the same bye. I may lose that week. I don't care. Just one loss. Tell them, Charlene, you don't worry about because you got a bunch of guys on a one bye week. Who cares? One loss don't mean it. You can't go undefeated every single time. We all want to go undefeated, but it doesn't happen that way. You're just trying to win the big money. Bronze, what's up, bro? Hey, I remember you from last year, man. He says trade Debo or Olave 1-for-1. Nah, I would go to somebody else. I wouldn't go to Olave. Olave's solid, but I don't like his quarterback situation. Trade Waddle and Keon for Amon-Ra. Yes, do that. I would trade Waddle and Keon for Amon-Ra, but depends on who else you got too. Make sure you got enough guys, because Waddle and Keon is fine, but to get Amon-Ra, yes, that consistency, I would do that. Especially now, listen, if Keon goes out and ball week 1 and balls week 2, it might not look like a great trade. You might have just wanted to sit pat, but as of right now, bro, I do like that. I like trading Waddle and Keon for Amon-Ra. Martin Torres, he says, what about tight end Smith Miami playing Jacksonville? Bro, I can't pick him up, bro. I can't. I'm not big on Jonah. He might get it. Jonah Smith might ball out. But I just can't tell you to pick him up. It's kind of like going in the trash can, like I talked about earlier, for hot dogs and shrimp. He could be it. I'm just not doing it. That's just too far down for me. It's other good. Like I can play Taysom Hill over Jonah Smith. Rock out in the building. Appreciate you, bro. He said, this trade offer not sure about my Walker and Puka, and I would get Gibbs and Pickens. I already got JT as my RB1. My wide receivers are Evans, Pickens, and Higgins after PPR. Now, you need to keep Puka, because you're going to have Evans and Pickens and Higgins. No, you need to keep Puka. I would keep Puka. Yep. Appreciate you, bro. Okay, let's go down. Charlie says, Hubbard was my number 3 RB stud last year. I also have him this season. Yes, sir. I love Hubbard. Because he just not going to give up that starting position, and he know how to play NFL football. Your boy, the rookie from Texas, he got to learn how to play running back. He got to learn how to block. It ain't just getting the ball like it is in college and just running to daylight. You got to know the protection. You got to know the plays. You got to know what to do if this and when this, all of that. A wishful thinker. What's up, bro? He says, can I get a rating 14-team PPR? That's small. Guys, if you got 5 or 6 players, I'll rank your team if you ain't a member. That's small. Just want to let y'all know that, because I know you'll be like, well, you wouldn't rank my team, TD. Well, this is only a couple players. But he says Mahomes, DK, Rice, McLaurin, Bijan, A-Chain, Bowers. Mahomes? Okay, I was looking. But yeah, Mahomes, DK, Rice, you got your squeeze. McLaurin, I love McLaurin, I love DK. Bijan, A-Chain, that's an A-. Bijan and A-Chain, then Mahomes, then McLaurin, then Rice, that's an A-. And DK, yeah, that's an A-, bro. Good team, wishful thinker. SJMP says, if I was to package up Rashad White and Devontae Adams in a trade package for someone, who should I aim for? So Rashad White and Devontae Adams. I would say, so if you want to go for 2 for 1, man, that's going to be tough. Devontae Adams and Rashad White, because I'm going to tell you a 1 for 1 that you could do. I like Terry McLaurin. I haven't talked a lot about Terry McLaurin, but you could get 1 for 1. You could go with Rashad White and get Terry McLaurin. But both of them guys, for the right value, Rashad White and Devontae Adams, that Adams is on a decline, so I'm not sure I should trade him before it's late. Right, right. Let me see here. I say this: you could trade Rashad White and Devontae Adams for Jamar Chase because he probably ain't gonna play week 1. So maybe you could get that Jamar Chase. Go to that owner and get Jamar Chase from that guy. Um, I like Garrett Wilson. I like Malik Neighbors. Yes, for both of those guys, I'm okay with doing that. If you want to trade, I'm not trading Devontae Adams too much, but I would say Malik Neighbors. Um, yeah, that's about it, man. That's about it. I would go after Malik Neighbors, but I would try to get Terry McLaurin straight up for Rashad White or Devontae Adams. Brandon says just sub. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Yes, sir. Thank you, Martin Torres. Ethan says, who would you take, Rashid Shaheed or Jordan Addison? Rashid Shaheed at this point in time. TZ says, last year Njoku came through for me, and I picked him up after seeing how high you were on him. Bruh, facts. No one else was pushing Njoku like that last year. Right. Right. Nobody will. People was remember about Lamar. Everybody would say, Lamar sucking. Lamar won me 5. I think I had him in 3 out of those 5 leagues. He won me like 3 championships. Balled out against the San Francisco 49ers. I got several other players from the years past too that I've been on. Guys that nobody else was on. And Tyreek Hill, nobody was pushing him the way I was pushing him. Nobody's pushing that team like I'm pushing this year. Same thing with Hill and Amon-Ra. There you go. Yep, I pushed those guys too. You're right. I didn't see that at the bottom. Appreciate that, TZ. Ethan says I got a trade in. I get Devontae and Ramondre. He got Drake London and Brian Thomas. Should I accept? Okay, I got a trade. I get Devontae and Ramondre. He get Drake London and Brian Thomas. Should I accept? No. I don't know what you needed to running back position, but you taking Ramondre, Brian Thomas, and Drake London got the upside. I'd like Devontae, but his situation can't be too much better than Drake. It's a little bit better than Drake with Kirk Cousins being injured, but Michael Penix can spin it. Michael Penix can spin it. So I like Brian Thomas' upside too. I think Devontae and Ramondre is safer, but I think for the 4th quadrant or maybe the 3rd quadrant too, I think Drake London and Brian Thomas would be better than those 2 guys. I think Ramondre going to be solid all year, but he's going to have some down games where he only have 8-9 points, but he also going to get a lot of goal line opportunities, and he going to catch passes too. St. Thomas, what's up, bro? He says Keon Coleman or JSN. As in today, bro, I'm going with Keon Coleman. I just don't know what's going to happen on this happy pass first team. I love JSN, but I need to see him get the targets first. Keon Coleman, you may say, well, I haven't seen Keon get the targets. Well, who else is as a wide receiver has gotten targets there? Nobody. Khalil Shakir didn't get over 30 targets. Only Dalton Kincaid is the only guy who's been getting targets. Curtis Samuel's coming to a new team. So maybe you could say Curtis could be better than Keon. I don't think so. So I'm going to go with Keon Coleman slightly for week 1. We had to take this. This is a day-by-day question. Day by day. The Rose says, you still live. Yes, sir, bro. I ain't going nowhere. The Rose says, Waddle is so good. Wide receiver 13 as a rookie, fire. And win wide receiver 8 as a sophomore. Only had a down season last year because of injury. I fully expect him to bounce back. Facts. Harami says 30 points, 40 points is all I meant. Okay, 30 points, 40 points. Oh, okay. Okay. What happening? What's up? Full PPR. Should I flex Rice or James Conner? I'm flexing James Conner over Rice. Going for max upside. My whole team has very high floor. If that's the case, I still would go with James Conner. Rashee Rice gonna ball, man. Rashee Rice is a good wide receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs. But James Conner's getting all the goal line touches, and they're gonna give him plenty of opportunities against Buffalo week 1. I'm sorry, man. I'm going with James Conner. That's just me. I would play. I'm gonna tell you what I would do. I'm going with James Conner. Darth Vader says, "How you like Kenneth Walker?" I'm not that high on him. My boy Rowe, he disagrees with me. He loved Kenneth Walker. I like Kenneth Walker, but I don't know what type of team is the Seattle Seahawks. Kenneth Walker with Pete Carroll is a different Kenneth Walker on a high octane passing offense that's gonna give DK 10 targets. So I don't know. So to me, I'm just not drafting a lot of Kenneth Walker. The Rose says, y'all trading Gibbs and Swift for JT and Jacobs in Dynasty full PPR. You trading Gibbs and Swift for JT and Jacobs in Dynasty full PPR. If I'm in win now mode, I'm getting JT and Jacobs. If I'm still building, I'm going with the Gibbs and Swift. I'm keeping Gibbs because Gibbs is gonna have a long career. He's never gonna get ran into the ground. Pause. User 279 says the best thing I could say if you don't know who to start, try looking at matchups and just go down with the ship. That's it. That's it. Go down with the ship. Look at the matchups and go down with the ships. I'm doing it from the players that I believe in. The Rose says, Darth Raider, TD hates Walker, laughing my ass off. I like him, though. You know it. I didn't even know you said that earlier. That's why I think Arabi probably is laughing. Montero says, I got 3 players out of the top 24 ranking on your videos. Okay. I got 3 players out of top 24 ranking on your videos. Okay. That's gas, man. Let me know who they are, Martin. Who are those guys? Are that Tyreek and Waddle or something like that? Let me know who those guys are. Ethan says, in this 12-man, I have Rashid Rice, Jamar, Nico, and Zay. Do you think I should trade one of them or let one of them just be a backup? In this 12-man, I have Rashid Rice, Jamar, Nico, and Zay. Yeah, it depends on what you need. What I would trade Jamar, and you can get almost anything that you need for Jamar, almost. So that's the guy that I would use to trade because I like Nico and I like Zay that you got Zay. You might have to wait on Jamar anyway. So I would say trade him and get whatever position you think you weak at. You don't have to, but that's what I would do. Got a super chat in the building. Tater Sandwich. He says Rashid Rice or T. Higgins at the flex. I'm going with Rashid Rice. Rashid Rice over T. Higgins. Now, listen, T. Higgins is the #1 right now on this team with Jamar Chase not playing. But I think with all the weapons, when you got Chase Brown, Zach Moss, Jermaine Burton, I think that's his name, Burton, and Ikovis, I can't say his name, those guys are going to get targets too. T. Higgins is solid, but I like Rashid Rice. I just don't like him over certain guys. Like when you asked me Rashid Rice earlier, I forgot what the question was, but it was like, do you want, should I play Rashid Rice or James Conner? I got to go with James Conner. That's a top 5 RB last 2 years. But in this instance, I'm going to go with Rashid Rice over T. Higgins. Even though the matchup is kind of tough for Rashid Rice, I'm still playing him. Baltimore defense is good, but it ain't locking down Kansas City like that. This is still gonna be a 21 to 24 point game. It ain't gonna be no 10 to 3 game. Appreciate you, Tater Sandwich. Appreciate you, bro. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Philomosity says, should I keep 2 quarterbacks and 2 defenses? I have Hurts and Caleb. Yeah, I always try to keep 2 defenses. That way you can play matchups and keep 2 quarterbacks in case of an injury. So there's nothing wrong with having Hurts and Caleb. You can trade one of them later in the season if you need to. So yes, there's nothing wrong with that. Darth Raider says, I personally also love Walker, laugh out loud. I think he's going to have a monster year. He could, man. I don't know if this is a run team. He could be average. He could be like borderline top 12. Harabi says, we get what you saying about Marvin Harrison Jr. Okay. Right. I know you do, Harami, but a lot of people don't understand what I mean when I say that. Like he's good. He's extremely talented, gonna be a great player for his career. But this year as a rookie, I don't know. Maybe he could be Jamar Chase. I don't know. Maybe I could be missing the rookies coming in. They ready to play. I could miss it. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, that's crazy, because that's not crazy. I just can't draft him at the 2-1 over there. All that value right there. Saquon Barkley. Saquon actually is moving up, though. Saquon going in the top 6 picks in some of my drafts. Armando, what's up, bro? He says garbage tight ends, but who would you start week 1? I'm going with Henry over Conklin and Otten. And yeah, definitely over Fant. So it's close. It's close between Henry and Conklin. It's close. So if you want to go with Conklin, I wouldn't be mad at you, but I'm going with Henry. He just says, yo, say the N-word and I like. I see what y'all was saying now. He's fine with that. Let him say that. Chris says, any concerns on Drake London? Is his ADP too high? Any concerns on Drake London? I think his ADP. I don't know, man. It's all about Kirk Cousins. I will ask you this, Chris. How do you feel about Kirk Cousins? If you love Kirk Cousins, you should love Drake. If you kind of, I don't know about Kirk, you should be, I don't know about Drake. However you feel about Kirk is how you should feel about Drake London and Kyle Pitts. That's how I look at it. KJ says, what up, bro? Do you think Deontay Johnson will have a good season this year? Yes, I do. I think he is his floor of a top 24 guy. He's going to get bombarded with targets. Bombarded. KJ says, Noah Fant, Jonas Smith, or Zach Ertz. I'm going with, that's nasty, man. I guess Noah Fant. I guess that's all I can say. Noah Fant. Max the subscriber says, good evening, Singletary or Watson, wide receiver. I'm going with the high upside. I'm going with Christian Watson over Singletary. Singletary is okay. He's solid. It's close. It's not easy. Christian Watson got to show he can stay healthy, but he's healthy, man. You got to play him there while he's healthy. So I'm going with Christian Watson because you got to play him while he's healthy. That boom is serious. Theo, what's up, bro? He said, should I start Devontae Smith or Rashee Rice for week 1? That's another tough one. I'm going to go with slightly Devontae Smith over Rice, man. Y'all, Rashee Rice, man, this is tough because a lot of y'all got him and you got all these other good players, and it's tough. I think you're going to have to make some trades. If you got Rashee Rice and you trying to get him in your lineup and you got tough guys, you're going to have to make a tough decision because you're not going to be able to make that decision all year unless you think he could get suspended. If you think he's going to get suspended, then you hold on to him just in case he gets suspended, right? Because you can put another guy in or whatever. That's a tough one, man. I'm going with Devontae Smith. The Rose says, that way too easy to give me Olave. That's ways too easy to give me Olave. The Bills, thank you. Y'all let me know who he was playing. The Rose says, you start your studs. Yes, you always start your studs. Theo says, Devontae Smith or Rice. Yeah, Devontae Smith. Alexander G says, Kincaid or Pitts. I'm going with Kincaid because I don't know about Kirk Cousins. I need to see him play. I want to see how he looks. The Rose says, yes, I trade Debo for Olave. We know you will, Ro. Rex says, thank you, bro. Good luck to you y'all out there. Yes, sir. CAB says, I think Caleb is overrated. I don't. I saw him play, man. That's all I need. I saw him play in college, but when I saw him do that in the preseason game, a lot of that's going to translate. No matter if it's regular season, no matter if he throw a couple picks, it's going to translate. He's going to be fine. Rose says, CSB, he's like quarterback 15 in redraft and is in one of the best situations and a generational talent. How is he overrated? Rock Guy says, yeah, what I was thinking. Thanks. Zach Seaman, what's up, bro? He says, I had last pick in my Yahoo draft yesterday. Drafted Saquon and Jonathan Taylor. Do you like that running back combo? Yes, I do, bro. Love Saquon. I've been on Saquon. Y'all, a lot of y'all was saying, TD, but Saquon gonna get sniped by Jalen Hurts. I ain't gonna say that's crazy to say, but I'm like, that's nah. That's how my son said. That's what I'm gonna start doing. When y'all, Don Mega Mayweather, what's up, bro? He says, hey, TD, are you going to show us any of your main teams? Yes, I will do that. Matter of fact, if I might go live later tonight. If I do that, I go live off the desktop and I can show y'all my teams. But yes, I'll show you my teams that I drafted. Brandon says Kamara, A-Chain, Amara, Waddle, Andrews, Ford. Okay, those are the running backs that he got on your team. Brandon, I'm sorry, man. It's going to be tough for me to realize what's going on. But I guess I'm going to talk around a little bit. Hopefully, I hit your point. Kamara, A-Chain, Amara, Waddle, Andrews, Ford. Bruh, those guys are gas. So if you need a running back, I think you fine. You could go upgrade from Kamara. I think it's a couple players to upgrade for him. I would keep A-Chain because he could be special. You know, he had 8 yards per carry. He could do a lot of special things. So I would definitely try to keep him. Amara and Waddle. Okay, so that's who your wide receivers are, I think. Amara and Waddle. Should you trade Waddle is what I think you asked me. No, not when Amara is your first wide receiver. I think Waddle's a good guy to have as a number 2, but you could trade him if you could get something good for him. I don't know a lot of players that I really want that people are willing actually to give up. Devontae Smith is a little bit more consistent and safer than Waddle, but he doesn't have the boom that Waddle has. So hopefully that helped out, bro. Sports Dog said, TD 100, my 18 PPR. Superflex is tonight. Any last minute news or big change in rankings? Yes. Saquon Barkley is a top 5 RB. I love Saquon Barkley. So try to get Saquon. I'm not telling you if you can fade breach and get Saquon, I think that's okay. I'm not saying the fade breach, but I love Saquon. Anybody? Taysom Hill and Isaiah Likely. Those are 3 guys that I think you could consider in the 18 league. I know 18 leagues, man, you're gonna have a lot of killer guys, but if you want to stash some guys later, and I think don't be scared to draft Saquon in the first round in the 18 league. Take him at the 1-8. I think I'd rather take him over Jamar Chase. Maybe over Justin Jefferson. Maybe depends on what your league's format is. Zach says Rashid Rice faces Terry McLaurin versus Tank Dell. I'm going with Terry McLaurin over Rashid Rice and Tank Dell, and that's tough. I want to play all those guys are starters, Zach, but I'm going with Terry McLaurin, and that's another one. Sports Dog, Terry McLaurin. I like him. Thank you for helping me remember, Zach. Tater Salmon says that's crazy. Alexander says week 1 start Jaden Daniels or Kyler Murray. I'm going with Kyler Murray over Jaden Daniels for week 1. CHB says, okay, we talked. That's him and the road going back and forth. Zach says Lamar Jackson in the fantasy playoffs, 40 points, 50 points. Yes, sir. 40 points, 50 points. C.A. Jefferson says trying to find a way to trade for Pitts, need help. Without knowing the rest of your team, bro, I don't know what to tell you to do. I don't know. You're going to have to give me a little bit more, some more players or something else to help you do with that trade. Zach says, do you like Aaron Jones this year? I like him at a certain ADP. I like him at a certain ADP. You like late, like round 7 or 8. I don't like him early. Jake's Gaming. What's up, bro? He says, what's good, bro? How did I do in full PPR? Stroud, Aaron Jones, Gibbs, Chase, Evans, Kincaid, JSN, James Conner for the flex. I got Zach, Miles, Jameson Williams, Allen, RB, Handcuff. Okay. I love Stroud. You got a potential top number 1 quarterback. Aaron Jones. I love the Gibbs. I'm not the high on Aaron Jones. I love the Gibbs. Chase, man, it is not looking good to start off early with him. I'm not high on Evans. Kincaid, I like Kincaid. I like JSN as a flex play. I like James Conner. I'm gonna get at Team B. I could go down to a B minus, and the reason why, bro, it's not that your team is bad. It's that Chase is and Evans. Chase is might not start for you week 1. Evans is an older wide receiver. I don't think he's gonna get hyper target. I think you might be okay the first 4 or 5 weeks, but as the third quadrant comes in, he might get kind of like just save him a little bit to keep him healthy, because he's had a hamstring injury 70% of his career. So I'm just worried about Evans, but I would say B minus because of Chase and Evans. I love the James Conner. I love Gibbs. Aaron Jones and Evans and Chase. Excuse me, I'm not that high on those guys. Charlene says Corm is killing it. Tomato versus tomato. Is he? Okay. Corm is killing. Okay, so play Corm, bro. Corms, you should start Corm. Thank you, Charlene. I got so much going on right now. Ditz. I hope I'm not killing that name. He says Breach or B John. I'm going with B John, slightly over Breach. Slightly over Breach. B Silver says Bateman a better stash than Tyrone Tracy. Yes. Right now he is. Yes. Bateman a better, because Bateman might have a touchdown week 1 against Kansas City. Charlene says Rashad White or Walker. Tomato versus tomatoes. Okay, we should do that one. I would say Rashad White. But we get ready to get out of here anyway. I think I got a couple more questions. But I would go with Rashad White. That's who I would go with. Simo, what's up? He said, who would you start, JD5 or Kyler Murray week 1? I'm going with Kyler Murray. That question's been getting asked a lot. A lot of people got JD5 and Kyler Murray. I'm going with Kyler Murray. CHB crazy. He said scroll up to see the previous response. Let me see. As long as I ain't got to go way up. Caleb career might be Rich Gannon at the best, but more of Kerry Collins. I don't know about that, CHB. You reaching a little bit now. Talking about Kerry Collins. I don't know, man. You could be right. You know, if you're right, I'm going to hit you up. I'm going to let you know. Charlene says, please, no one freak out after week 1. Keep your studs. She's right. Keep your studs. We all going to be calm here on this channel. I always tell y'all, go down with the ship. We're not going to be, oh, my God, Amara suck. None of that. We're not doing none of that here. Well, we'll make a educated take, but we're not going to sit here and panic. Haramis says, week 1 is always wild. Hold the line. I agree with Charlene. Yes. Ethan says, no glazing shit on none of that, but I really see the improvement of this channel. It started watching like 1 or 2 years ago. It feels more authentic now, if that makes sense. Yeah. Because I know what you're saying, Ethan. I came in because listen, man, I wasn't going to cuss. I was trying to do what everybody else was doing, not my players, but make the same type of videos. Now I just go live and I just go. Earlier, I was like, that's kind of why I started YouTube. YouTube, what's going on, guys? Guys, welcome to my top 5, guys. And today I want to talk to you about the 5th guy. And then in PPR, he had 28 yards per reception. Like, that's just not me. And I agree with you on that one. Or none of that. Okay, no glazing shit of none of that. But I really see the improvement of this channel. Okay, right. And this is me just flowing. Also, bro, the algorithms change. When the algorithms get going, it improves, right? The more and more I grow, the more, like last year, bro, I was going live. I wasn't getting 50, 60 people in the chat. It was just because of the time. I've had way better lives than this one right here. I've had lives, man, I was killing it, like 80% hitting. But this right now, just my videos getting out in the algorithm, right? So yeah, but I agree with you, bro. I've changed a little bit. I just kind of be myself a little bit more. Getting advice from you guys like Harambe, you, CHB, y'all guys, hey, be yourself, TD. So I agree. Thank you, Ethan. Appreciate that. All said, this is a great channel. I try. TG says, do you take into account the OC? Yes, I do. In Chicago, was the OC in Seattle last year. Might affect Caleb Williams in a negative way. Just a thought. No. Excuse me. No, I don't think so. I think with a talent like Caleb Williams, you're not gonna. It's nothing you can do. You could put him in any system and he gonna hit. He's that special. Shawty says, I will be at the waiver wire after week 1 to see who gets dropped so I can pick them all up. I'm a waiver wire monster. Yes, that's what you're supposed to do. I make more moves on in my leagues than anybody else 90% of the time. Bird Murphy Packers says, should I start Mark Andrews or Dalton Kincaid for my tight end? I'm going to go with Dalton Kincaid slightly after her for my chin. I say slightly. I'm going with Dalton Kincaid. I think he's going to get more targets than Mark Andrews. I think Mark Andrews probably going to have a touchdown in week 1, but I think Dalton Kincaid is going to be getting like 7-8 targets, more than Mark Andrews. Tater Salmon says, what order are you ranking out of Deontay Johnson, Terry McLaurin, Rashid Rice, and Jordan Addison? I'm going with Terry McLaurin, Rashid Rice, Deontay Johnson, and Jordan Addison. CHB says, how do you feel about taking the Miami stack on Dynasty? The land, sea, air approach. Right. I love it. I'm taking all those guys. You know, I got plenty of leagues where I got Tua, A-Chain, Water, and Tyreek. Some people can say that's too many. No, not in my leagues. Now, listen, if you can only start 6 guys or 7 guys, you don't want to do that. But in my leagues, we starting like 11. So those 4 guys is not going to hurt your team, or 5 guys is not going to hurt your team. So that's how I see it. Harami says, TD need help. Start Xavier Worthy or Shakir in the flex. Xavier Worthy all day, bro. Xavier Worthy. You got to play him. Leaning Shakir for game 1. Okay, I see what you're saying. I'm going with Xavier Worthy, especially with Marquise Brown being out at home, and the Bills need to make a statement. Plus, banged up, right? Plus, Curtis is banged up, right? I think this is gonna help Keon Coleman and James Cook. Conscious Machine says, I don't trust Saquon playing 17. I could have drafted him. I may regret it, but I may also look very smart come December. You could be. Any running back can go down. But I love Saquon. I'm willing to go take that risk. If he goes down, I can move on to the next running back that is on my team. But I agree with you. I see what you're saying. Saquon has missed games before. He also has played a whole season before, too. One time out of 5 years. But that's okay. That's okay. Nani says, I feel Gibbs, Harrison, and Nico give me a fair shots at 30 points a week. Yes. Gibbs, most definitely. Nico, he can have a good game, only have 19. 19 points is good in my league. I don't know how your league goes. Harrison, if you draft him at the 2-1 and he goes for anything under 15 points, it can hurt you. But if he go over 15 points, it's gravy. And he's only going to get better. He's going to get better. No matter what happens, he's going to get better every week. That's one good thing about MHJ. Kaja says, I took Jordan Love, by the way. Yes, Jordan Love is a good quarterback. It's a lot of good quarterbacks out there. That's why I don't like single quarterback leagues, because it doesn't matter about quarterbacks just if you in single quarterback league, unless you get a bottom guy. Superflex is how you get the value out of quarterbacks. Kaja says, I'm eating tomatoes from my garden right now and zucchini. Yes, sir, bro. Chop them up, put some vinegar on them. You don't know nothing about that, do you? Double tap the screen and you will win week 1. Yes, sir. Trey Owner Jackson, Chuba or Javante. Appreciate you being here. I'm going with Javante. Over Chuba. Ethan says, after week 1, I try to find people to trade with that freak out about a player scoring 1 to 5 points. Right. User 279 says, this is cutting edge content. TDB handing us out free game 24/7. If you ain't sub, you missing out. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Conscious Machine says, Kenneth Walker is my RB2. Okay. I like him more as a flex, but I have faith. Okay. I like him more as a flex, too. User says, I be on the waiver 25/7. That means he ain't never off the waivers. Never. I like that. I work the waiver. You got to keep working the waiver. You got to keep finagling these guys, because that's how you hit. That's how you find Puka. That's how you found Chuba Hubbard. That's how you find these guys. I usually lead the league in transactions by far. Yep, that's what most of my content, most of the guys that follow my content, we do. We work the waiver wire like it ain't nothing. I agree. Tyler Sperry, what's up? He says draft Barkley and Taylor or Barkley and Kyron. I'm going with Barkley. That's a great question. I'm gonna say Barkley and Kyron. No, you know what? That's very close, man. I like Kyron, especially with punt return, but you might not get punt return yards in your league. In my league, I get punt return, kick return yards. So I like Kyron. But you know what? I'm going to say Barkley and Taylor. That's a great question, man. Great question, Tyler. Barkley and Taylor. I'll go with Barkley and Taylor. Great question. AM in the building says Neighbors, Diggs, London, pick 2 for week 1. I'm going with Neighbors and London. I'm going with Neighbors and London. Conscious Machine says Bills won't make the playoffs. You possibly could be right, man. Ed Tay says Ford or Zamir. I'm going with Zamir. I'm going with Zamir, man. But it's very close, but I'm going with Zamir. Conscious says, should I offer Harrison and a piece for Chase or a top wide receiver? Should I offer Harrison and a piece for Chase? Yes, if you don't need Harrison and you can manage the storm, bro, yes, I would trade Harrison for Chase because when Chase gets out there, he's going to ball. But there is a slight chance that he don't come back, that he only play like 5 or 6 games and then he says his back hurting if he don't get the deal. But I'm okay trading Harrison for Chase if you believe in Chase. Don't do it just to do it because you don't want Harrison. Do it. Make sure you believe in Chase. And I think that's a great deal. That's a great opportunity to move up as to get like a elite piece. User says people be sad when they don't work the waiver wire and miss out on the next Puka or Kyron. Facts. Conjure says Harrison is a very pretty piece to trade even now. Right. B, the truth seeker says, who would you draft? Tyreek Hill or CeeDee Lamb? Tyreek Hill. Charlene says, once again, good luck to everyone. Same to you, TD. Thank you, Charlene. Shia says, Kirk or Zamir at the flex? I'm going with Zamir in the flex for week 1. I got to see what Christian Kirk going to do. I'm not going to sit Zamir White as the RB1. Conscious Machine says, owner out about Chase not playing. Okay. May freak out about Chase not playing. Okay, right. So you can get him. I would do that. I would go with that too. AM says, I think I lucked out. I got McCaffrey RB1, A-Chain RB2, and Jacobs in the flex. Yeah, you killed it. I love that. 12-man league too? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You got McCaffrey. You got the upside of A-Chain in the round 2. And you got Josh Jacobs in the flex. That's killing it. Even if it wasn't round 2, you still killing. I like those 3 running backs. All right, guys. So, listen, I'm going to get ready to get out of here. I appreciate everybody being here on the live. I'm going to holler at y'all later. I'm going to try to go live again tonight. And I'll see y'all then. Y'all be safe, guys. Peace.